title a year ago. For what? For what? And now you talking about him fighting Spence. For what? What is that going to do? Who do you think is high on Spence right now? That dude ain't fought in 2 years. This is shit I'm talking about. Golden Boy had you just fighting just to fight, I guess. The only fighter on Golden Boy that had any semblance of a trajectory, that their career has a path, is Gabby Fundora. Because, hey, she undisputed. You know, they did that for her. She undisputed. But that's mostly because they have the confidence with Gabby that you will win those fights. They have the confidence that, look, all we got to do is get her the fights and she'll win them shits. So they treated her career different than they treating some of the guys. They don't have that confidence with them, and you could tell. Why is Floyd Schofield fighting Jojo Diaz, who just lost to Regis Prograis? What is the point of that fight? Mr. T, what it do? Luis, what it do? Cervecero, que lo que niño? El real talk. Omar in the building, you already know. My man Stop Drop MMA, right? So when you have confidence in the fighter, you're going to approach every situation differently. You're going to approach every situation differently. If you believe that the fighter will win the fight, then you'll make the fight. But you see that they gotta play a lot of games. And you see that people still drinking the Kool-Aid about, oh yeah, Xander wanted to fight, Virgil wanted to fight Xander. If you believe that shit, you gotta be fucking retarded, bro. Like, for real, you gotta be fucking retarded. Not because Virgil is scared of Xander, but because you don't make a fight that way, you dumb motherfucker. That ain't how you make a fight. Yeah, yo, 50-50, and we gonna tell you where it's gonna be at. The fuck? Motherfuckers don't like to listen. Like, yo, I fuck with Virgil, man. I really do. I think he's a good fighter. But at this rate, Boots is going to end up getting the title before him. At this rate. And you've been there for a year now. He's been up there for a year now. Over a year now. At the rate you going, Boots, who just now going up there, is going to get to a title, or at least fight for a title before you. Because he's only one fight away. If he beat Adriana Lima, he gets to fight Abbas Baru. Never mind that shit about Jermel Charlo. Jermel just yapping. That dude is just yapping. Never mind that order and none of that bullshit. That shit ain't going to turn into nothing. Boots is one fight away from fighting for the WBA title. One fight. And that dude literally just got the 54. Well, he ain't even at 54 yet. He ain't fought there yet. Shit is crazy, bro. That's why I said at Golden Boy, they gonna have you fighting just to fight. You ain't gonna be doing nothing. You just fighting motherfuckers to be fighting motherfuckers, I guess. They don't know what the fuck they doing. Or they do. I don't know. Motherfucker said Errol Spence. Like, bro, that shit, Spence ain't fought in 2 years, Oscar. Is all the cocaine, like, is that impairing your sense of time? Spence ain't fought in 2 years, bro. Fucking cocaine sitting on his brain. That motherfucker don't understand nothing.
Yeah, what's good with y'all, man?
Fucking tuna fish.
Fucking fat bitch.
Nah, that shit got a lot of protein in it, man. Fucking one can, 24 grams.
No, tuna's the shit, bro. That's just magical.
Mm-hmm. But you sound like you just nutted.
I'm higher than a bitch, man. You fucking nasty.
Coming on here sound like he just came and shit. Yeah.
I'm high, ho.
Motherfucker sound like he just nutted, Herb.
That God damn.
One of them painful nuts where
Right?
your ball hurt.
Oh yeah, I know about those.
You ever had one of them shits? You ain't nothing a minute. One of your
yeah.
ball, it hurt. It don't really hurt, but it's like
It do hurt.
You can
It
feel
do
that
hurt.
whole deflate.
They do hurt.
Motherfucking testicle hurt. Like how much nut came out. Let me go talk to Jules. I gotta go talk. You know what I'm saying?
God.
But nah, man, Golden Boy is on some dumb ass. Yo, look, I kind of get it with Floyd, but it doesn't make it okay. I see what happened. The fuck you gonna fight Raymond Muratalla for the IBF, right? When you know Javante gonna vacate that BA, he not gonna keep that shit. He's gonna vacate it. For those that don't know, Floyd is #1 with them. So all he gotta do is fight some bums and shit. Well, I ain't trying to disrespect JoJo or nothing, but all he gotta do is just stay busy, and he gonna get that belt without risking nothing. Without risking nothing. So that's really what that is. But I'm a customer. I'm gonna look at it as a customer. Yo, why the fuck is he fighting JoJo Diaz? Didn't that dude just lose the Regis? That dude just lost. What is y'all
That's what
doing?
they do, though. They
Whoa,
fight
whoa,
fighters
whoa.
after they lose.
You
That's
forgot the framing though. It's not that he fought Regis and lost. It's that he looked good fighting Regis and lost. Just like Tevin Farmer looked good fighting Zepeda while losing.
I mean, like, I want to like the shit with Floyd Schofield. It's like a running theme with Golden Boy fighters that they are entertaining fighters. Floyd is fun to watch, right? Throws a lot of punches. He's flawed, but that's okay. He ain't got to be perfect. Virgil, you know, same shit, entertaining fighter, but they just have him doing a lot of just dumbass shit. Like, you fighting Lubin for what, dog? And yo, listen, and God forbid that Lubin give your ass a hard time. God forbid, because I'm saying, like, God forbid, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Right, man. What are you
But,
trying to
like, yo, I don't understand Oscar. It's like, yo, can he not say the name Sebastian Fundora? He cannot say WBC. Like, what is up with this dude?
Yo te lo dije, manín, que they made an agreement. By me, that's been the story as of last year, and I've said it consistently for a year. I believe they made an agreement to not let their boys fight each other. That what Virgil is really doing is waiting for Sebastian to move up. That's what he's really doing. Leo said it.
Right.
I said it, that you don't want to challenge. How could a year go by and you have an interim title? You know, like, that's what that shit is literally for, bro. So you could fight that dude. What the fuck was the point in getting it if you wasn't? Y'all robbed Sergey for nothing. Y'all robbed Sergey for nothing because y'all robbed that motherfucker.
Yeah, like, you're supposed to have it when the real champion is hurt or has a maternity leave, whatever the fuck. But to have two belts by the same sanctioning body, you know, in the same weight class, it's like it creates confusion with the fans. Especially
no, y después los
casuals.
mamagüevos y después the fucking mamagüevos complain about the UBOs, bro. And
Exactly.
como que ellos no entienden que el UBO is an alternative to this silly ass shit. To 4 or 5 belts from one organization in one fucking division. You got the silver, the interim, the national, the pathmark, the C-10. Like, bro, the fuck, bro. That's what. Go ahead, Herb.
Maybe when they develop these TKO fighters, they develop them and get them nice and ready. Then they could probably ship them off to Riyadh season. You know, who knows?
Yeah, because that's what they said. It's going to be a feeder system that basically the fighters that fight under the TKO, that the ones that do well, they will graduate to Turkey's shows. And that's not a bad thing. Like, ustedes no están aburridos. Like, I'm bored, bro. So, yeah, vamos a ver lo que hace Dana con el TKO. Vamos a ver, because I'm bored, bro. De que fucking Virgil Ortiz versus Errol Spence. Like, yo, Oscar, you like 3-4 years too late, bro. That was a hot fight 4 years ago. Not now. The fuck? If anything, call out fucking Charlo. That could be a big fight, though. Jermel's talking about coming back. Be honest, Oscar. Virgil's not fucking doing nothing at 154. ¿Qué ese tipo está haciendo? Nah, he's not doing nothing, bro.
Is he even really coming back to 154, Jules? Come on, man.
Yo, para mí ese tipo, yo lo dije que porque ese tipo hace un video en Instagram, eso no significa nada.
Right.
Eso es él hablando porque le gusta hablar. That's what he.
Oh, let me put out a fucking graphic of a lion eating a shark. Some retarded ass shit.
That dude found out about ChatGPT and he was just having fun, bro. And everybody blew that shit out of proportion.
Yeah.
You can't chat GPT yourself as a middleweight, bro. Well, what the fuck?
Like I would have ChatGPT myself shagging Sidney Sweeney or something, bro. Like yo, ChatGPT some interesting shit, bro. Like the fuck.
Yeah.
Julius, I have a question about. Okay, you see what Oscar de la Hoya is doing right now with Virgil Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of lame, but can we say it's so much different that Oscar de la Hoya was doing with Canelo at the beginning of his career?
No, because you know what? Look at the people that Canelo fought, and like we're talking about 14 years ago. Leo, ¿verdad? So let's go, bro. Austin Trout, unbeaten off of the Cotto win. That wasn't no. That was a tricky fight, bro.
Okay,
Hold
I
on.
understand that the days don't match really, but for example, who Canelo, who he won a belt? The
was
first time he
Matthew
won a
Hatton.
belt, Matthew
Oh
Hatton.
no, I think that's what the guy's name was.
Yeah, Matthew Hatton.
Mhm.
And before that, he fought a couple of guys. Like I think he fought a Chain. By that time, you already fought Chain, and you can see that Canelo is winning, but it's not necessarily winning convincingly every fucking time. Like the Austin fight was we can say that he won, but the Lara fight. Do you see what I mean? It's giving him the right fights, and every time there is a close decision, Canelo usually got magically he got the decision every time.
I'll give you that there was, because the Kirkland fight, really, come on, fucking Kirkland, right? Khan, right? What the fuck, right? But even with it, because there was angling. Everybody knows that there was angling while Canelo was with Golden Boy. Like there absolutely was. But even then, the angling was still more ambitious than what you're seeing now.
Right.
Like I would say that Trout off of the Cotto win, that was a fight. That wasn't angling. That was a fight. Lara, remember, Oscar didn't want Lara. So we can't even say that they was being funny. Like Oscar, that shit didn't happen because of Oscar. That shit happened because of Canelo. Irrespective of how you think it played out.
Yeah,
so
but
I'm just...
do you see why he didn't want the Lara fight? Because he barely won that fucking fight. And he actually, if you told me that Canelo lost that fight, if someone told me without knowing anything about boxing, just by watching the fight, I would say, yeah, there is an argument.
I don't like me personally. I don't Cuban fighters, right? But right? For the people that want to argue that Lara won or Lara lost, I only ever bring up the Lara fight to make a point. Fighters hide behind their promoters because that was an example of a fighter who wants to fight and made a fight, irrespective of what his promoter wanted. That's why I bring up the Lara fight. And I bring up the Lara fight as a credit to Canelo because a lot of other fighters would not have made that decision. You had guys on the same side of the street as Lara, right? Guys on the same side of the street as him that wouldn't fight him. They would not fight him. Oh, because of the trainer, because of the thing, because you're in the fucking same division. You have a title. He has a title. You know, I'm talking about the Charlo brothers. What the fuck? Right? And for all the cocksucking homos who love to bring up Andre, right? When it's like, yo, Andre, you wouldn't fight Lara willingly, but you know who did? Canelo. And he didn't have to. You had to, because you ain't shit. And you still ain't shit. You still ain't shit. But Canelo did that. Like, nah, I'll fight that motherfucker. He ain't gonna be up here talking shit to me, right? And that's why I respect him. I don't respect you, because for all the shit that Canelo gets, I'm, because you brought up Canelo, I'm always gonna go back to he took fights that a lot of y'all would not take, and he took them willingly. Y'all would not have fought an unbeaten Austin Trout off that win over Cotto. Y'all. That's not how y'all move. Y'all definitely wouldn't have fought Lara. That's not how y'all move. So even with Golden Boys angling, I'm not going to do that to Canelo. Like, no, with other fighters, it is a lot more obvious. Like, Ryan, you was at 135 for like 50 years, and you didn't do shit. Your biggest win is Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell. You was at 40 for 10 seconds. Yeah, you didn't really do shit at 40 either. Javier Fortuna. Now, you at 47, they actually got it to where you could fight for a BA coming off a doping violation. Right?
Wow.
Motherfuckers don't like it. Don't get, you know that he was coming off a doping violation, and WBA didn't give a fuck. Like, nah, you get to fight for nah, we don't care about that shit. And you still lost. See what I mean? Then I've seen that interview. I seen that interview from yesterday. Yo, this dude is talking about Virgil and Spence. I'm like, bro, what the fuck do you live under a rock? Spence ain't fought in 2 years, bro. You see everybody got their dick hard 3 weeks ago. Yo, Spence back in the lab, yo. He's in the lab, yo. He's in the lab, yo. The same shit from last year, bro. You know that heck, bro, because he's in a gym. That eso no significa nada. Well, when's the fight date, fellas? When is the fight date for Errol Spence?
When is he even having a sparring match?
Right?
Before that.
When is
you know that he probably came by just to change the air filters? That's probably what.
He probably came to set up a new heavy bag.
No, it's part of his physical therapy. Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
You know what I'm saying? He probably came by, changed the air filters, then went back to the ranch. Like, all right, child, I'll see you at the two, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's at the two, baby. You know what I'm saying?
My point is this: I'm not trying to compare necessarily Canelo with Virgil Ortiz because there is no comparison. But Virgil Ortiz fighting Keith Thurman or Errol Spence, it sounds a lot like when Canelo was fighting Shane Mosley. I'm meaning he's part of the course in the Oscar de la Hoya bring along process.
Yeah, I mean that I would agree that it's par for the course. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a particularity about Oscar de la Hoya. I'm not saying every promoter does that, but yeah, Oscar de la. I don't think it's necessary at this point to Virgil Ortiz to give him more quote unquote experience. You should be fighting for a title, but.
Pero eso es lo que yo estoy diciendo. Mira, Virgil tiene 27 años, ¿no es verdad? Okay. Yeah. Let's look at who Canelo fought at 27. Trout, Lara, Mayweather, Khan, Golovkin, at least once. Golovkin, Cotto, all by 27. Virgil.
Yeah, nothing.
I don't know. I think I could see what Leo's saying, but it's like, because so here's what I think. I think Golden Boy, they have a plan for their guys. And really, well, not a plan. What they want to do when they give their guy a title is that they want it to be the easiest person possible. Like, they want it to be, not for a vacant, a guy that they're like, all right, bro, my guy's going to walk in, kill this dude and walk out of there. And the thing is with Virgil is that he couldn't be in that situation because he was at 47. And as much as people wanted to pretend otherwise, putting your young prospect against a guy who's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame the second he retires is not a good idea. So they were like, all right, we're not going to do that. We're going to give him the WBA. Spence will never fight him. He'll probably vacate the title, and then we can get that for free. But then Spence actually decided to fight Crawford, and Virgil was getting injured. So they're like, all right, shit, we got to delay this shit. And now Virgil's getting older and older, and they're still thinking about, hey, let's give him the easiest title shot possible when that's just not there.
No, and that's what I was gonna say. That now it's not there. Like, Abbas Baru is not for play. Don't fucking sleep. Not that they even looking at him because they not. But Abbas Baru is not for play. You know, Murtaza Aliyev is not for play. You pretending, and I stand on it. Y'all pretending y'all want Xander. Y'all pretending. If you wanted that fight, you don't make it that way. Oh yeah, 50-50, and we gonna tell you where to fight. Yeah, suck my dick, bro. Suck my dick. What the fuck you mean you gonna tell me? I got a belt and y'all gonna tell me where the shit at?
3 days.
And the final proof of this, look what it took to finally make the Zepeda Shakur fight. Look what it fucking took.
Yo, if not for Turkey giving you a turkey-sized bag with 40 fucking virgins, that fight would never happen. That was not gonna happen on its own. Remember what Oscar said, Jason? Unless he signed a Golden Boy, no fight. That's what he told Shakur. If you don't sign a Golden Boy, no fight.
He took it a step further. He said, hey, I remember when they ordered it, right? And he said this shit plain as day. And it's crazy that people still had the nerve to complain about Stevenson after this. He said, you know what's so hardcore about Zepeda? He's like with all the sanctioning bodies, so he doesn't got to listen to nobody. And I was like, so are you just saying that you just gonna ignore the WBC order just like straight up like that? Like no shame at all, right?
The motherfuckers don't, and it's because you don't have a hard-nosed, well, because I don't want to take shots. I don't want it to sound like I'm taking shots at nobody, but this is where sports writers before, they would have cooked him. They would have cooked. Yeah, if this would have been 15 to 20 years ago, and you would have said that same homo shit, they would have cooked your ass. What are you saying, Oscar? What the fuck does that mean, bro? What does that mean? They would have cooked your ass for that. Now,
he's still on that marinating shit, bro.
What did we say yesterday, Jules? Unserious sport.
Too much. It's the problem that and I'm y'all know me that I'm on my Antifa shit. I'm on my, when it comes to American boxing. Oh yeah, I'm on my Antifa shit. It's too much dick eating in America. It's just way too. It's out of control. Like, like, motherfucker, do you want to watch fights or not, bro? And I stress this for the other content creators like myself, that you have to understand there's a trickle down effect. You can see it in your metrics almost immediately, that when boxing is buzzing, your clicks per minute, all your metrics are up. Even a video, I'll give you an example. If you did a video, let's just say 5 years ago, about Wilder getting his ass beat, right? In that video, never mind, don't even look at the views, because this is really a major difference that most people don't realize. So if you would have did a video about Wilder getting his ass beat about 5-6 years ago, right? And it only did, let's just call it 2,000 views. That 2,000 views might have brought you something in the neighborhood of $30 or something like that, because it's a hot topic. Boxing is bubbling, so it's a hot topic. Whereas if you got that same metric today, you're not getting that. Yeah, you're not getting that. I'm just telling you, you're not getting that. So when boxing is buzzing, everybody get paid. But y'all spend so much time dick eating that the metrics are down for everybody. I know that they are. I can see that they are. Like, yeah, boxing's not popular right now. The only time that boxing is buzzing, really, the metrics is popping, is the night of a fight. That's it. That's the only time they popping. The rest of the time, the metrics that you used to get, and I'm not talking about views, I'm talking about what you get paid for the commercial. Yeah, it's not what it was. It's definitely not what it was. Now, there are other subjects that you could broach that you'll hit. But boxing right now, talking about American boxing, yeah, motherfuckers don't give a fuck about that shit. Motherfuckers do not give a fuck about that shit.
Yeah, because that thing has a...
Ooh. Is that Elric or Eric? Is that my man Eric Dunn, or is that Eson with the Nissan?
That's Eric Dunn. Thanks.
I dig it, bro. Your mic sound low, bro. Your mic sound low. But yeah, like, motherfuckers, especially the American ones, have to understand, because you could look at those British channels like Hatman, or the Geordie Shore, whatever, right? Them dudes getting their money, they getting their numbers. But I notice in the American boxing scene, yeah, metrics are down all over because there's nothing interesting going on in America. Now, you have the Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis circus, and we're all going to get paid off of that. Like, bro, that's probably one of the few reasons I'm going to watch that dumb shit. Because I'm telling you, I already know that's between 3 and 4 that night. I'm going to get between 3 and 4 that night. But it's sad that that's the only thing in America that's going to get anybody going. That like, really, like, yeah, that's one of the few cards that are going to happen before this year is over that are going to move the needle. And a lot of y'all are complicit, not you guys. A lot of the content creators just dick eating, ball cupping. I'm just glad my man getting his money. Do you know how fucking retarded you sound?
Nah, I gotta give credit, because I've seen most of the guys, even the Tank, the Sugar Tank fans, they've been really against that. Apparently, like guys
especially those
I
guys.
never thought I'd see say anything, like they were like, "Yo, this is trash." You really avoided all of these guys to fight fucking Jake Paul. Like I was surprised.
Yeah, but that's after they created the problem, bro. One thing that Mr. Moon Knight, Mr. Moon Sunshine said, that is true.
Clown
and
show.
you know that I don't agree with shit he say, But one thing he said, because he just want to be friends with everybody. You can see he want to be Teofimo friend. He want to be fucking Andre. Why the fuck would you want to be Andre's friend? What the fuck is the benefit of that? But one thing he said that's true is y'all created this problem. You devalued every single potential opponent for Gervonta Davis to the point where he doesn't feel inclined to fight him. That, you know, when the fighter doesn't want to fight a fight, you know that the public can bully the fighter into taking, like, yeah, we don't want to see shit you do till you do that. We don't want, that's not for nothing. That's kind of what happened with Canelo and Golovkin. We don't want to see shit you do till you do that. Remember, Canelo's numbers was going down. You did 900,000 with Cotto, 600,000 with Khan, 300,000 with Liam Smith. Your numbers was going down. So you seen that, yo, if you don't do this, you know, you ain't really gonna be able to get money like that. Now, what y'all did, not y'all, but what a lot of these homos did, oh, well, he shouldn't fight Loma. Oh, he shouldn't fight Haney. Oh, he shouldn't fight Tio. Oh, all right then, bro. He heard you. He heard you. Now you mad he fighting Jake?
But Jules, it's worse than that, man. They push this narrative about money, right? Now, your highest grossing pay-per-view sales were with Ryan Garcia, 1.2 million. The next closest, I believe, was Rolly, and I don't believe the numbers, but the numbers they put out was 250. You telling me a fight against Loma doesn't do more than 250? It's probably close to 600. What about Tio? I think Tank and Tio, when it was hot, would have probably done better than Tank and Devin when it was hot. I think the numbers with Tank and Shakur would have done better.
If these fights happen, because I'm old, so I know that fights used to happen with regularity at the right time. You know, Felix and Oscar fought at the right time. That happened at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Shane and Floyd fought at the right time. That's why I did $1 million. Shane just beat the shit out of Margot. Next thing you know, he fighting Floyd, right? You do things at the right time because you both trying to get money. So if Gervonta would have fought Tio after the Loma fight, right? Don't waste a year playing around with George. Don't waste none of that dumb shit. If that fight would have happened after that, 800,000. 800,000. Yeah. The Spanish motherfuckers. You know all the Spanish. And shut the fuck up. You know all the Spanish motherfuckers with thin mustaches in Brooklyn gonna be feeling themselves. Because they think they didn't realize Tio not Puerto Rican. So Tio, right? And the black delegation is gonna back Gervonta. So you have all the ingredients for a highly successful pay-per-view. You have young fighters. They're both unbeaten. You have young unbeaten fighters. You have tribalism, right? The pay-per-view model was in better shape 4 or 5 years ago than it is now. Like now, Brody, that shit, motherfuckers, even motherfuckers that buy fights like me be like, why? Fuck should I do that?
Because they don't know how to build up fights. They don't know how to build up careers.
It's not even no way virtual. It's not even that they don't know. It's that one side just didn't want it. If you got a fighter virtuoso and I got a fighter, let's say that I think your fighter beat my fighter ass, right? I got a young fighter. He been doing good. I'm getting money. Your young fighter doing good. You getting money. And I know that the fight between your fighter and my fighter is going to get me money, right? Even if I know my fighter ass about to get beat, I'm still going to do it. Why? Because to get money. That's how it was done. Like, you developed a fighter that is a draw. I developed a fighter that is a draw. Now we get money. The way it is now, no.
They fight over tickets. They fight over who gets to be the A side. Oh no, I want the bigger money. Like, yo, they don't think like 10 steps ahead. Like, you know, when I was watching when I was at the Garden for Loma versus Comey, right? I was still thinking about the Tank fight and how those two fan bases would have filled up the Garden. But nah, man, because all this fucking politics, all this scared shit, running around with fucking all these fucking fighters that ain't shit, pretending that he's the fucking face of boxing, bullshit. Nah, man, we ain't rocking with that.
That would have filled up. Loma was a proven draw at the Garden in the sense that he's there so often. I don't know that he ever graduated to the big room. I don't think he did.
He did.
He did.
Nah, I don't think
Look,
he did. Like
he fought Linares, he fought Comey. I think
that
there
in
was
was
the
the
big
another.
Hulu, bro. That was the Hulu theater, bro.
Which one?
When he fought Linares, I think that
No, that
was
was
the
the big
Hulu
room.
theater.
No,
That
that
was the big room.
Yes, it
Okay,
was.
so to the point I'm making, Gervonta versus Loma in 2019 would have filled up the big room, and you could have marked up the tickets. Like, not only will you fill up the big room, you can mark up them tickets. I'll go, but you know, and that's just on some New York shit, because really that is a Vegas fight. If we beat that really was a Vegas fight. Like, you could do that
Right.
in Vegas, but
But-
because you know Loma's at the Garden so often, and Gervonta Davis, you know, he got fans in Baltimore that could drive down for the fight. You know, you're gonna
They
get
could
money.
drive up to Brooklyn, but yo, let's keep it a beat. These people were not honest about. They were pretty much overstating his drawing power, because if you've seen his fights, right, you saw Curtis at the upper deck.
Yeah. He wasn't like Gervonta Davis's drawing power was always exaggerated for the purpose of keeping him out of fights. The mission statement for Gervonta Davis of the last 6 or 7 years was he doesn't need the other fighters because he's so fucking big. And then he'll get out there and do 2 and change with Rolly. 2 and change with
Side note,
and
Loma
and
versus Pedraza was MSG.
that was the big room.
Yes, that was
Yep,
also a big
and
fight.
MSG.
No, but can I say that?
No, you can't.
Okay.
No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
No, I personally play Floyd. I think we already talked about this. That Floyd, the moment he retired, he was undefeated, the best fighter of his generation, and he finally got the podium to say, "Okay, Floyd, what is the sport all about? It's about the legacy. It's about the discipline. It's about conquering and trying to push yourself to be the best. What is it about, Floyd?" And Floyd told us, "No, it's not about any of that. It's about the money, just that." And look, it's not only the fans that heard that shit, the fighters. That, yeah, every fighter is gonna look up to Floyd because he achieved everything that every fighter wanted. He won
Leo.
all those fighters. He won all those fights. Barely took a punch. And he
Leo,
retired
listen,
undefeated.
he was a great fighter, but listen, he was part of the problem why boxing was losing its popularity, bro. Let's be
Floyd
honest.
is the reason boxing is where it is now.
Yeah.
Because if you, let's look at it like it's the NBA. Everybody in the NBA ain't LeBron.
Mhm.
Everybody ain't Steph Curry. Everybody ain't Jordan, right? But you
Mhm.
got a lot of not Jordan motherfuckers that want Jordan money. That's where boxing is. That's
Mhm.
you got B and C level fighters that acting like they the show. Some of y'all motherfuckers should have never even stood next to a pay-per-view. If there was a poster of a pay-per-view, you shouldn't even been standing there. You should have been down the street. But because of what Floyd did, everybody wants pay-per-view. Everyone, like, yo, everybody, dog.
Bro,
You got guys.
No,
Look at Carmel. Look at Carmel in motion. Look at Carmel in motion. That dude got like what 5 fights. He talking shit to Lamont Roach. Talking shit like
Look,
really, fam.
Look, I don't know if Michael Jordan ever said that. Maybe he did, but imagine Michael Jordan saying to the public, to all the people that aspire to be like him, this NBA shit is bullshit. Just shake the money. Imagine him doing that shit. What would it become of the rest of the NBA? The rest of the people who want to play basketball?
Quiet
Just
skeptical people
mercenaries.
do that in the NBA right now, but hey,
Leo, I think it's a little bit more than that because honestly, boxing is already a difficult sport for a casual to follow with all the sanctioning bodies.
Yep.
You got 17 weight divisions or 30 if the WBC has anything to say about it, and each one got a damn champion in a sport where the average person cannot name 10 active fighters. You see what I'm saying? So
Facts.
we need structure in the sport. That's why I go over there and I fuck up the NBA fan sport and I fuck up the NFL sport because they're the ones that pushing this bullshit. because they would lose their mind if the Rams won the Super Bowl and then they came back to the Super Bowl the next year and the Rams said, no, fuck the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not going to play them. I'm going to play the Jets because that's who I want to play. No, fuck that. You a champion. You motherfucking defend your title against the #1 contender, or you step the fuck off, bro.
It's so addled with narratives now, and I say this specifically about the American boxing scene because the Brits still have a bar of standard. They're still expecting guys to do things. The Japanese, certainly. The Mexicans too, certainly. It's in America where they seem to care more about the narrative and the character than the fucking boxing. Like, Brody, are we here for boxing or are we here for something else?
Bonds.
Yeah, but let me add something that. Okay, you're talking about the sanctioning bodies. I do agree with you, but you have to realize about something. Those secondary belts of bullshit titles. Do you understand that all those bullshit titles were made for a specific demographic, for a specific country? Because no other country gets so many bullshit titles like the Americans. So,
that is so fucking true. That is
look,
so fucking true.
It's almost like they invented all those titles for you guys. I don't know really the reason, but
I think I know the reason.
It is. Look, the reason is simple, Leo. It's just that it sort of just changed, but the reason was simple. If most of the TV money in boxing was centered in America, that is why they made those titles. The sanctioning bodies always fall in line with wherever the stream of money is coming from. So, not that long ago, you had HBO, you had Showtime, ESPN, Fox. It was a lot of money flowing into boxing from American broadcasters, more so than anywhere else in the world. So the sanctioning bodies fell in line with that. And they kind of still do, but I'm telling you, in 5 years, that changes. Like case in point, y'all literally made up a belt out of thin air for Ryan and Rolly, so that they wouldn't have to do nothing real at welter. Y'all literally made a belt out of thin air. Y'all did that to Gervonta 6 years ago. When after he lost his IBF, what they did, the shit they did to that Puerto Rican kid, they demoted him. They made a belt out of thin air like the last Airbender, and he got to fight a dude. Right?
That's kind of worse, bro. Because it's like it's not even like you made a belt. You straight up are just like, all right, so we understand, Machado, that you just fought the champion. That shit was hard as fuck. You damn near got knocked out. Anyway, that belt's just gonna go to Davis real quick. I hope you have no problem.
Let me get that off your hands.
That was 9 months. You understand that the dude reigned as the only WBA champion at the weight for 9 months. So that 9 months after he beat Corrales, Gervonta, you know what I'm saying? You and Machado, Machado got an overbite. So he like, he's mad.
Yo, and people really, I went back and I watched some videos of that shit, bro. I knew that those Gervonta Davis fans truly didn't give a shit about boxing because, like, they really clowned him for saying, yo, I think I should get a fight with Gervonta Davis because why the fuck does he have my title? Like I feel like that's a normal thing.
My dude, and that was when I started to pick up on it. They're like, yo, are these guys boxing fans or something? Because the other thing is, my opinion of Gervonta at that time was not even as low as it is now. I thought he could beat Machado. I thought
still do.
No, of course now, like, bro, Machado didn't pan out, bro. He didn't pan out. So yeah, now, but I'm saying then when Machado was, he was a something, he did something. I thought, yo, if they make that, not only is that a good fight because it's a black fighter versus a Puerto Rican fighter, right? So the Puerto Ric's gonna support, the black fight fans gonna support. It'll be a big fight, right? It's about something. You could sell it, and this guy's beatable. Like Machado's beatable, bro. Like, how the fuck you don't fight Machado? It's too risky, bro. Alberto Machado, it's too risky.
And this is why the position of these UBOs is justified because, like, yo, they pretty much normalized getting belts without throwing a punch.
Yes. Yeah.
It just goes back to the lack of structure because you were talking about how although they have all those titles for the Americans, because America doesn't have what other countries have. They don't have what Japan has their local titles.
You're right.
Australia has their local titles. Korea has its local titles. China has its local titles. And
Jason,
then
let
they
me
all
stop
get
you.
international with OPBF.
Do you remember the NABL? Do you remember the NABF?
Still exists.
That was a long. I mean, that was a long time ago.
Now,
like
now it's a
even-
shortcut to the world title.
See, even the UK, they got the area titles, the British Commonwealth title. You graduate from British Commonwealth, you might get an EBU title, before you fuck with a world title. Everybody got that. In America, it's like, yo, dog, like, y'all motherfuckers is really just coming up with belts to give away. Like, you get a belt, you get a belt. You might not even be a boxer and get a belt. Like, you might work at Walmart, get a WBC title. That's how crazy
That's what happened to Haney.
now.
That's
You
what
might
happened to
be
Haney
interested.
after Loma beat Campbell for a vacant
Walmart
WBC
belt
title
champion?
that Mikey left behind.
You got mail.
There go country. Shout out to Mr. T. Tom Brown and PBC are tweaking. Yeah, I mean, but the other shit is, look, I'm not trying to be like, because it's not like I'm being a fan of Dana White. It's just that I'm saying that we all, as boxing fans, have grown tired of the sanctioning bodies. Like, I think we can all agree on that. They're like, yo, two specifically, because it's not all of them. It's really the WBA and the WBC. So
WBA and WBC.
if there is now an alternative to that is really what this is. This is an alternative to that. This is an alternative to what we've been seeing. And you can't act like boxing is not broken. Boxing is broken, dog. If it wasn't broken, why the fuck major broadcasters keep leaving? If it's a good investment and it's worth the money, why they leaving? At this point, the only one really putting any money in boxing is Turkey. It's Turkey.
And he's not doing it because he's getting a profit. He's doing it because he's a super boxing fan and sports washing and whatever.
It's sports washing, but come on, like we all got to wash our sports. Come on. Yeah, I'm saying like if boxing is, and I seen Lou DiBella doing his same Lou DiBella ass shit. I'm like, yo, I'm so tired of this dude, bro. He's complaining that TGB supported this shit. This is bad for boxing. What's bad for boxing when you was at the PBC? That's what was bad for boxing. When Al Heyman told Wilder to turn down that money, that was bad for boxing. The PBC has been bad for boxing. And you was complicit with all of that shit until they kicked your ass out that fucking, until they didn't let you get in that SUV, right?
Yeah,
a lot of y'all, there's a lot of them, before I smoked a cigarette, a lot of these guys, like Sean Zettel, like Lou DiBella, y'all have been complicit with the bullshit that is killing boxing in America. Yo, yeah, it's all good long as it's Al. It's all good long as it's an American. Lou, you acting like fighters ain't been getting fucked over. Ali acting all. They still been getting fucked over, dog. Ali acting all. So what the fuck do you care if Dana want to come in here and Nina Drama and all of them? Fuck out of here, bro.
Why would anyone listen to Lou DiBella when as soon as Amanda Serrano left him, she became a millionaire? Like,
good point.
It's the same thing with the.
And nobody said, listen, nobody was saying, shit about Jermaine Franklin and this guy, Big Baby Miller, complaining about the pay, getting shorted by this guy, Salida, They ain't nobody saying shit. No, Zantatel never came to their defense. Where was the boxing media when that happened?
Yeah,
Okay, when an Arab comes into boxing and this cue ball from UFC comes in, everybody, has their panties in a bunch. Okay.
They were They were in the same fucking place when the fucking PBC told Tank not to take $7 million to fight Tevin Farmer. It's fucking Tevin Farmer, bro.
No, it gets even more pathetic than that. Because look at that fat fuck Dan Rafael. God, I hate that piece of shit.
I'm glad I'm blocked by him.
Oh, me too. And when he just call him fat, he'll immediately block you. When that motherfucker was helping Eddie Hearn and all that hype train with Inoue's ducking MJ. Like, bro, Sam Goodman's first rotation. No, he's not. Then as soon as Inoue beats MJ's ass, the only thing that fat fuck has to say is posting somebody else's image of the scorecards. Literally, that's the only thing he said about that fight since. These people are such unserious pieces of shit that they'll always be really gung-ho about whoever they fucking hate.
They're bad faith actors.
That's exactly what they are. Bad faith.
And that situation in particular was pretty stupid because, okay, MJ is good, but MJ wasn't going to beat Inoue. Why you're putting all your cards on that guy? I'm not even trashing the guy. He's just saying that Inoue is that good.
No, I am. I want to make that real clear. Hey, when I saw MJ fight that Chilean dude, no offense again, Leo, but I saw that fight. I was like, yeah, I don't think this guy is it, bro. I don't think he's it. He just went life and death with a dude that might have been homeless last week.
Yeah, damn. I mean, come on, man. He did beat Daniel Roman.
Worse than that. Shit.
It's like I was just looking at it and I was kind of just like, yo, like this isn't the guy. I think this is just another contender. So like, no offense, when the people made like a really big deal about it, I was kind of just like, I thought I was missing something because I was like, I thought we kind of knew MJ wasn't the guy after the Tapales fight. It's still impressive that he like just straight shut him out basically. But for past that, like, I think Inoue's starting to kind of reach that point at 22 where there's really like when you find a guy that beats him, it's really just gonna what's it called? Yeah, when you find a guy, it's going to be a guy that beats him. It's gonna be like one of those moments, like where it's just like, damn, he's been there for a while.
Yeah, but the Inoue versus MJ, I think the message of that fight is okay. So far, Inoue has been giving us really good fights. He has been taking risks. He has been staying there in range, trading punches. But if Inoue wants to really box and not take risks, it's really difficult that somebody's gonna just go there and beat him. Like if he's not taking any chances, if he's using the ring, throwing 2-3 punches and getting out of the way, it's the same with Crawford. The Crawford show us that you are staying too much in the pocket, but that is by choice. If he uses his legs and he stays out of the way and uses all that he has, nobody's gonna beat him.
It was hilarious though, watching Inoue basically use MJ to prove a point. Like, I'm not even trying to knock this motherfucker out. I'm just gonna show you all full of shit.
Yep.
Say this guy's
you know what is crazy though, now that I think about it? It's like I will say this, and this was kind of honestly surprising. I knew that Cardenas and MJ were both like trained by what's the guy's name? I can't Diaz. Yeah, they're both trained by Diaz. And I thought like, hey, look, I was like, even though I like Cardenas, I thought he was, at least more athletic than MJ. I thought MJ was like the better fighter. And then I looked at it and I'm like, damn, bro, like you couldn't even really damage Inoue like Cardenas did.
Yo,
Come on, man.
Did you see Cardenas' last fight before he fought Inoue?
Yeah, I did.
He lost. He lost that shit.
Yeah, that was I didn't think that.
He got dropped and everything. He lost that. They still gave it to him. They must have had him lined up for Inoue or whatever. Inoue wanted to fight him. It's all bad business.
That fight was. I won't say that because that fight was on Pro Box.
The dude that beat that fought Cardenas, he fought on the last Pro Box card and got demolished. I was like,
I didn't hear about that though.
Yeah,
what did he fight?
He fought somebody. I'm not familiar with the guy. But
wait, was that an African dude?
Was that? Yeah, it was. It was
Sagawa. It was
Sagawa.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, he beat Cardenas up, legitimately beat him up. Who was Tiger Johnson gonna fight? He's gonna fight Flaz. He's gonna fight the Puerto Rican fighter. Flaz. Yeah, Nicholas Flaz.
Nicholas.
That should be.
Wait. Tiger Johnson's fighting Nicholas Flaz.
Yeah, he on November 7th, I think it is.
Oh yeah, I got Flaz. Oh yeah. I got Flaz winning that one.
No that's a no.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. Are you sure?
Yeah.
It says that on his box rec. It's right there. Nicholas Flaz is his next opponent, scheduled for November 25th.
Is it the 25th? I thought it was November 7th.
Where is it even happening though? Because it's not like.
Yeah, so it was early
Funding
November.
Center, Lakeland.
Is this a Pro Box card or something?
The pro box card, yeah.
Okay. Hey, shit. Yeah, I'm picking. I think I'm picking Flaz to win. To be
yeah.
honest, I have
Oh,
not
yeah.
been too
Overly-
impressed with Tiger Johnson for most of his career.
Yeah, he sometimes he performs well, sometimes he doesn't. You know, unreliable. That's for sure.
Man,
I think he's got
seen,
fast hands, but
I just
No.
seen the UFC heavyweight Jan Blavatnik. Real
Who?
talk, know who these homos are. The motherfucker got knocked out in a bar fight.
God.
Jam Lovotnik. Who's that?
I don't know. Some ultimate fighter, Ray. He fight ultimate,
Jam.
Oh wow.
Jan Blachowicz. He got a lot of consonants in there, bro. There's a lot of
Oh,
T's.
Jan Blachowicz. Yeah, that's Blacko. Yeah, that's light heavyweight. But yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't ever gonna pronounce that shit. See this motherfucker studies, because I wasn't ever gonna be able to pronounce that bullshit. Black something.
Get some vowels in your name, fuck.
Blachowicz.
Something, bro. Okay, I'm watching this shit, and I'm like, how many times I gotta watch one of these ultimate fighters that are the ultimate get their ass beat in a street fight? I thought they were supposed to. You know what I'm getting at?
I know what you. Yeah, I know what you're bringing up.
In a
I know what you're
street
bringing up.
fight. In a street fight,
Bro.
like, you in a street fight, bro.
Look, I like watching UFC, but it's like, some of the shit that I hate is generally like every once in a while, somebody, maybe it's because they felt real good in the gym one day and a battery got put in their back, but they're like, you know what? I think this guy could go to boxing. He could beat his ass. And then we're like, all right, bro, no, he can't. No, he can't. And then when they hear all the reasoning and all that's done, they go and say, well, you know what? It doesn't matter because he could beat his ass in the streets.
And that is what I was alluding to. That the argument of MMA versus boxing is that in the streets, en la calle, they got the fucking upper hand. Y lo que yo estoy viendo is when they're in the fucking street, they get knocked out by a dude. And you know what? The dude not doing a roundhouse. He not doing a spinning elbow. He not doing a rear naked choke with his balls sliding up your back. Motherfucker just using these. Just use it and knock your ass out.
No, I told you before, Jules. UFC is just shitty kickboxing mixed with shitty grappling. And as soon as any one of those motherfuckers is a specialist in just the grappling or the kickboxing or boxing, they just beat ass. They just beat ass.
I got to drop the link for. Now that we talking about the gay shit, real talk. His dick hard. He want to get back on the panel. Yeah, what's that? Because it was. Like Conor McGregor, right? It was 5 years ago. He's in an Irish pub. He's punching an old man in the face, and the old man is not even moving. You know what I mean? Like he hit.
Oh
and
yeah,
the old
he
man,
just ate that shit.
He ate that shit. Like you would have thought the old man was going to explode. Nah, he. Just
He kicked him from. He banned him from that bar permanently for all time, right? Like Conor bought the bar and banned the old dude from it. Like he bought the bar.
He couldn't knock him out.
You said Jan got knocked the fuck out?
It's on Twitter right now. Jan got knocked the fuck out. Yo, and it's by Andy Ruiz looking dude. What I told you about this.
Oh my god!
Of course it
what
was.
I told you about. Listen, man. I ain't no UFC. I ain't no boxer.
That
I just
Polish
know.
power didn't do shit, huh?
I'm trying to tell you, these fat motherfuckers. If you ever
It's
fight a fat
pronounced-
motherfucker in the
it's
street.
Blachowicz.
All right,
sure
bro.
it's the same guy?
What the fuck? Yo, dog, I'm fucking looking at it, bro. It's Blocker. It's Blocker split.
Oh, maybe this is like.
Blachowicz.
He trying to punch the fat dude. Not only is the fat dude fat as fuck, he's shorter than.
Jules, you sound like you got Tourette's and you're stuttering at the same time, man. When you try to pronounce
all I'm telling you is, look, I ain't no UFC, I ain't no boxer. I fought motherfuckers in the street. I fight motherfuckers in the street. And fat motherfuckers, they not for play, dog. The fat motherfucker put it on your ass, all right? Fat motherfuckers is dangerous. And you got Ultimate Fighter, he won a belt. UFC, he won a belt. And look, fat motherfucker laid him out. One good left hand. One good left hand.
Jan is like he's like a gatekeeper at light heavyweight.
Don't do that. He's a gatekeeper.
That's disrespectful, bro. You mean a former champion?
Bro, he's like a gatekeeper.
No, because his UFC fan was coming. Nah, come on, he's a gatekeeper. Man, listen, you can't keep the gate against fat motherfuckers at the bar. You can't keep the gate, bro.
Bro, he's trying to reach. It's worse because he's trying to like reach over like this little table or whatever. Like, what are you even doing?
Let me check. Hold on. Let me check.
I'm trying to tell that.
Send me that shit. Send me that shit. Wait.
That whole argument about boxing versus MMA is predicated on if they're in the street, the UFC fighter will slide his balls up the boxer's back. He's gonna do some shit. Like, nah, y'all motherfuckers. Who's the other motherfucker? What was it? JC Pennington? Something? He got laid out in he got laid out in this. It was another UFC fighter about 4 years ago, got laid out outside a bar. Another one got laid out in the street. He's in a street fight, and he got laid out by Joe Blow.
That's funny as fuck, way.
I bet you I already know the defense of this is going to be. Like, they're going to say, oh, he was drunk. Like, the fat guy wasn't drinking at a bar.
Yeah. What you think the fat guy was doing? Eating salad at the fucking bar? You know what I'm saying? It was both drinking, bro. Go ahead, Undefeated.
Yeah, I've seen Tyson get his ass whooped outside the bar. That crowd was whooping his ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean... But in Tyson's defense, though, he probably was in the bathroom. Beat me up, Scotty. You know what I'm saying? And you know that with the fucking liquor, you already know. Shout out to motherfucking Misael. I seen bar boxers and kickboxers get beat up. I never seen that. Name me a boxer that got. I never seen no world. I never seen, and I have never heard. Saunders. Nah, he got stabbed. He got jumped and stabbed.
Nah, he didn't. I remember.
Nah,
he was getting into a street fight, and then he pulled out something on the kid that he was fighting, bro.
Listen, man, right? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he lost. Right? He lost, bro. Yeah. He lost. Hey, I remember that. I remember because that was the story. They were like, yo, look at this dude. After the Canelo fight, he out here getting into street brawls and having to pull out weapons so he could win, bro, because he was getting his ass beat.
I mean, to be fair, 5 seconds after that Canelo fight, he blew up to like, what, 50 million
pounds?
Oh,
yeah. I never found someone getting that fat, bro.
It's only one boxer in recent memory I can remember getting his ass whooped in public, and that was Devin Haney with them.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
But he ain't get his ass beat though. He just looked like a clown.
Hey,
no. Let's be real.
You're a professional boxer. You take a wide swing while your homeboy's trying to whoop his ass, and you miss.
Yeah,
you lose by default.
You undisputed, motherfucker.
Yo, listen. He walked off. They ain't beat his ass. I seen the video.
Okay, bro.
Yo, he swung. He missed. His man jumped in after that, and he walked off.
He walked away from the ass beat.
Listen, man. Like I said,
that's what I thought.
Yo, like I said, the whole UFC MMA versus boxing argument is predicated on the notion that in a street fight with no rules, the MMA fighter has the advantage. They getting their ass beat by regular dudes at the bar. Okay? So that kills that motherfucking shit. If Len Blavatnik can't win a bar fight in Poland, kill that street fight.
Jan Blachowicz.
No, it's like every other street fight. It's 50-50 because you're all drunk and shit. Like,
and I see, it goes back to the shit. Like I said, bro, street fight is that's not a fight. I don't even, because it's not a fight, dog. Like, anything can happen. Motherfucker hit your ass with some shit. Motherfucker shoot your ass, stab your ass. Anything can happen, dog. It's street fight. The shit you do in the Octomom is not a street fight. The Octomom has a referee and all of that. You know, you see what I'm saying? So
ain't no rules in the street, man. None.
Because you look at modern martial arts, they're all talking about all honor and respect your opponent. Then you look at the actual ancient stuff, and it's like, and here's how you kick them in the balls, and while you gouge out their fucking eyes.
Yeah, and these are not experts. The other thing is, look, I'm not one of these guys that believe in the secret samurai, Shaolin, you know all the bullshit, right? But I am of the opinion that when these mechanisms were developed, they were for street fighting. You know what I mean? When motherfucker first came up with the wushu, that was for some street shit. They wasn't doing tournaments. That was for fighting, right? And as soon as people in the West got their hands on it, they took all the soul out of that shit. They're like, yeah, the shit you doing is just some bullshit. It probably is a motherfucker somewhere in the Himalayas. You know, he up there cold as shit, doing crane kicks and shit. And he's for real with his shit. But these, like, y'all motherfuckers not no real practitioners of that shit. You know how to do a couple of kicks, bro. You know, do a couple of kicks and a couple of grabs. You know what I'm saying? And but you not a for real master of that shit. None of them do. Like, y'all not really masters of that shit. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, the greatest statement I've ever heard about this whole thing was from Justin Gaethje. They said, "Hey, would Kobe Covington beat you in the street?" And he said, "No, I would beat him to death with a brick. Nothing about hands, nothing about technique. I would beat him to death with a brick. That's as fast as it was over. Conversation's done."
Fucking street fight, bro. Like, what the fuck you think? Motherfuckers gonna sit there taking fucking kata stances and shit? Like, nah, it's a street fight, bro. Like,
hey, we can get
He's
this shit
stupid as
right
fuck,
now.
B.
Ask these silly motherfuckers if they want to fight one of them kung fu masters or get in the ring with a prime Artur better be. Let's see who they pick.
you see, and the other shit, not the quote that Bruce Lee shit for the gajillionth time, because so many people say it, but it is the truth. You better off being really good at one thing, that you know, than being shitty at a million things. You know the jujutsu and the kaifatsu, and you know the feng shui and all the bullshit, and you suck at all of that shit. This guy with this one thing that he know, that's all he need to know. You see what I mean?
You suck at all that shit.
Suck at all that shit, bro.
Another famous Bruce Lee quote: "Boards don't fucking hit back." Like, you can be sweet in that shit in the gym all you want.
Don't hit back.
Board,
hit. Look, the only thing I have to say about all that conversation is I don't really know about who wins who, but every time the conversation appears, there is a boxer against an MMA fighter. Like, an MMA fighter always win in a street fight. Okay, first of all, do you think boxers don't go into street fights? Don't you think they know how to? Don't you think that, I don't know, better never got into a street fight? Never. Gennady Golovkin never got into a street. Canelo Alvarez never got into a street.
No, pero la otra vaina que la gente, te lo voy a decir, Leo. Y la gente que dicen esa vaina, esa no son gente que pelea. You want to know why? Do you see a lot of guys doing spinning back fists in street fights? Because I don't. Any street fight I ever seen, they're using these. And that's how the typical street fight goes. And coincidentally, the quickest way to finish your opponent is with these. You ain't got time to be lifting your leg all up, doing roundhouses. Miss a roundhouse in the street and watch what happens. Miss a kick in the street and watch what happens. You see what I mean? Every street fight ends fairly quickly, and usually it's just with these, because that's the quickest way to get to the guy. That's how the Polish guy just got.
Jan Blachowicz, you fucking illiterate bitch.
Jan. That's how Jan.
Jan. You call him Jan if you're retarded.
All right, Jan. That's how Jan got found out.
No, he got knocked out by a fat guy. His name's Jank from now on.
Jank. You know what I'm saying?
Look, if I go into MMA and start training and grappling and doing jiu-jitsu and all that shit, I'm not going to try to pick a fight against Terence Crawford from the street. That motherfucker is going to kill me. Have you seen that guy?
No, listen.
I'm not doing that shit.
It's certain shit that's real shit, right? Certain shit is real and applicable in a real life environment. Wrestling. Yes, that shit. Yes, wrestling works. Boxing works. Kickboxing to a lesser extent works. To a lesser extent. Yeah, that stuff works. But all this other, the Shotokan, the couple, man, that shit is for a Van Damme movie, bro. That is what that shit is for. That is for a Van Damme movie. That's not for no street fight. The fuck you going? Nah, homie. No.
No, but the other thing that people...
No, roundhouse kick the fuck out of somebody.
There is a lot of people that think that MMA is... Yeah, it's kind of, but it's not. MMA is not equal in a street fight.
It's for homosexuals.
There's no corner in a street fight. There's no agreement. There's no referee.
I know what MMA is for. I've always known what the shit was for. From the inception of your planet that I watched, I've always known what the fuck MMA was for. MMA is for guys who want to fight but can't fucking box. That's who that shit is for. Because you're not going to tell me you ain't here putting up with Dana's bullshit and getting up this little ass bit of money if you could box. If you could box, you would box. to make all that money. The reason you can't, bro, and it's just a reality of any profession, of anything that is done. It is a reality. You can either do it or you can't. You can either play basketball or you can't. You can either play football or you can't. You can either box or you can't. So for the guys that want to fight, but they can't really make it as boxers, they do the MMA shit. That's who that is for.
That's like people who are prostitutes because they can't make it as a stripper.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Wait. I want to know how that correlates.
I mean, like, when you a stripper, you ain't necessarily got to suck no dick. You ain't necessarily got to do all that shit. But if you, I mean, like, you could, like, on some Renaissance shit, but you don't have to. Like, yo, look, man, it's bitches. They get money just spinning their pussy around that pole. They don't got to do nothing.
Yeah,
they getting money off of that.
The thing is that the prostitute is ugly. The stripper can't be ugly.
Yeah,
it's a gateway. It's a gateway to suck a dick.
These are serious fucking conversations we have. It's a serious shit. See what I mean? And not every stripper could be a prostitute, but every prostitute can't be a stripper. Nah, because
got you.
That's the one.
I hate that shit, bro.
So what you're saying is every boxer could become an MMA fighter?
PEDs, but not all PEDs are steroids.
That is exactly what I meant, Ray. Every boxer could become an MMA fighter if they have enough time to train and dedicate to learning the other stuff, the basic bullshit. They could, but every MMA fighter, you can't be a boxer. You don't got what it takes. They put you in there. Forget about a champion. Y'all always want the shortcuts because y'all trying to get at the bag. But the average gatekeeper in boxing will work your ass. The average gatekeeper, the average club fighter. Because they understand one thing, and it's just like anything else in life. Look, you can know a lot of trivialities and a lot of factoids. You can know a little bit about a lot, and it won't do a fucking thing for you. But if you know a lot about one thing, like you know a lot about cars, you know a lot about refrigeration systems, you know a lot about plumbing, you can get money. With that one thing that you know, you can make that work. But if you just know a little bit about it, man, you ain't gonna do nothing with that bullshit.
You said that.
Hang on. Just go back to we talking about MMA before. UFC was originally just a fucking advertisement for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's all they were. They would just fight these various guys, whoop their ass, and go learn Jiu-Jitsu, and they made a lot of money.
You said if you can't box, you are an MMA fighter. Anderson Silva, didn't he lose like his first pro boxing fight or his second one? He went to UFC.
Because the common sense is in the money. You always got to follow the money. That why would you be here rolling around with these men that sliding their balls up your back for less money than you could be making standing up? Why would you do that? It's simple. You can't do the other one. You can't. If you could make it as a boxer, you would be making more money than you making now. But they're not going to say that. They go, man, you know what I'm saying? This real. Man, get the fuck out of here, dog. If you could be getting 600,000, $1 million, $7 million, then you would be doing that, bro. Get the fuck out of here. The money always reveals the truth of the shit. If you could be making that, doing that shit without getting choked the fuck out, why wouldn't you? You can't, bro. You can't. It ain't complicated. Shout out to Misael. Boxer versus kickboxer. Bro, I say boxer. I say the boxer wins.
55,
9 times out of 10, I say do you know what? It's a practicality that the delivery system to inflict injury for the boxer is primarily these, right? That's quicker in real time. Your hands, just your hands. Where the boxer, the kickboxer, he's gonna kick and he's gonna do the thing and he's gonna all right, dog. Okay. You know?
Conor McGregor, when he fought Floyd, was he in his prime? Or was
basically
he to it?
No, I think he might have been 28.
Might have been 28.
You gotta ask real talk about that homo shit, because I don't really watch like the
28-year-old.
No, yeah, Conor was at like the peak of his career.
You know what's embarrassing? You know what's embarrassing, bro? When fucking Chavez lost to Silva, bro. Like, you fucking embarrassment.
Yeah. So Conor McGregor lost to a 40-year-old man with brittle
he was
hands.
29. Yeah.
Who weighed less than him at that.
Way less.
Yeah.
Because Floyd looked tiny next to Conor. Floyd looked That looked like one of them Japanese cartoons. You know when the Japanese cartoons always do the Americans is like OD big. I know kind of Irish. The point is that there was a noticeable discrepancy in size and there was a noticeable discrepancy in age. And Conor couldn't hack it. You bigger, you're younger, you're supposed to be the ultimate. Boxing is supposed to be so fucking easy to these ultimate fighters that are the ultimate. Apparently not.
Oh, since we're on the subject of that, who do you got between Tenshin Nasukawa and Takuma Inoue?
Oh, they're
I'm gonna
fighting?
yeah, bro. Yes, they fighting for the WBC for
Oh, shit.
Junto's WBC because he vacated it. It's tough because I've been watching Tenshin. And I like it, but Takuma can fight. He's not his brother, but Takuma can fight. Like, he is a good boxer. He's not his brother. We all know that.
Right.
But he is a decent boxer, though. Like, yeah, he got good X's and O's, even though he doesn't have the power that his brother has. He has good X's and O's. That's a tough one, dog.
Tenshin, what would you say about Tenshin? Is he doing dumb shit? Like, shit like you're still green. You have talent, but you're still green kind of shit.
The running theme with kickboxers like Tenshin that transition over into boxing is they have a mean streak. That's what I've noticed about almost every kickboxer that I've seen that transition to boxing. Like, y'all try for punches that are not.
Dillian White.
Miller too. But there are others. There are many others that I've seen here and there, men, women, and the common denominator among kickboxers that move into boxing is they have a mean streak. It's a strength, but a flaw. That fundamentally you are flawed, but you believe in your power so much that you get the knockouts.
If you're talking about Miller and Dillian White, the common denominator is mental illness.
That
too.
Between kickboxers, the common denominator is being insane. Okay, I got you.
But part of the problem with a lot of the kickboxers come in is that they don't understand that you can dip lower than you can in kickboxing. Because if you dip too low in kickboxing, you get knocked the fuck out with a knee or a kick.
Yeah.
But that limits your defense, and that limits what you can do in the ring in boxing.
What I've noticed about a lot of the kickboxers is they believe in their power. A lot of them, they believe in their power, so they sacrifice a great deal of defense to land hard punches. How does that play out in Tenshin versus Takuma? Well, I'm just saying, it's not like Takuma knocked people out. You know, you might be able to take those chances with him because he don't knock people out.
I mean, not really. Tenshin, to be honest.
I would say this too. I've seen Tenshin like fight. Like, to be honest, like one thing I've noticed, I think it's disappeared a little bit, but it's like the high amount of goofy ass shit that dude's doing in a fight. Like, I remember you said people are afraid to go low. Hey, I disagree. That dude was like dipping low. Like, he looked like he was trying to fight like he was in an anime or something.
Yeah, that goofy shit used to be how he baited people in kickboxing. I guess he's trying to do the same thing in boxing. That's how he baited you into a counter. But I think he stepped too far. I think it's in a way.
His fights are fun. I'll say that. His fights are fun. I thought the fight against Maloney was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun fight.
I hope Tenshin wins, but for the sake, because I think it's more interesting if he does. But I think it's too soon. I think Inoue's got this.
I don't know. He did fight. Who he fought Maloney, Tenshin Nasukawa. That's a former champion.
It was Maloney, and there was another guy he fought before him, and that guy that he'd fought, he beat his ass easily. I forgot how fast he knocked him out. He beat his ass easily, and that same guy gave a world champion, Antonio Vargas, that's world champion right now, like damn near a lot of problems. Like, almost knocked him out.
If Takuma lose this fight, he need to retire.
Yo,
Gerwin and Silo.
Bit harsh.
No. I mean, come on. Like, you fucking lost your title already, right? Who was it that fucked Takuma up? Who took his belt?
I don't know. That title got changed around like 20 times.
Who was the guy that took his fucking belt? Was it?
Let me look it up. It was one of the young kids. It was one of the young kids who had
it was
like
either It was either Yoshiki Takai or Nishida. It was one of them that took his belt.
Didn't he lose against?
It was Seiya Tsutsumi.
Tsutsumi, there you go.
And then Tsutsumi lost his title or vacated it, and then it got fought with for Higa and Antonio Vargas.
They go Higa, man.
Yeah, because Takuma beat the guy. Okay, whatever the fuck.
Yoshiki Takai, man.
Inoue kind of fought the stupid fight though, because this was coming off of him dominating Shoshida and knocking out Yerwin Alcahas, so he started to think he was like that, not the boxer his father trained him to be. Like, bro, what do you do? What are you doing trading?
Should have stuck to his fucking boxing. He thought he was a puncher for 10 seconds because he knocked out Jerwin Alcahas. Isn't that who he knocked out? He knocked out Jerwin?
Yeah.
Which was
I was
funny.
surprised
Because Jerwin was like one of the bajillion people who ducked Naoya at super flyweight. And you got knocked out by the brother, you pussy.
Yeah, but honestly, is us as fans, we always do that shit. It's like, no, you should go for the knockout, except when it doesn't work. And no, you should go with stay out of range and box, except when it doesn't work. Like, we talk after the fact because we ain't shit.
Because we just say we ain't shit. If the ends have to justify the means is the fucking moral of the story. If what the fuck you did, if you lost because of what the fuck you did, then you did the wrong shit. Yeah. And that is the moral of the story. You did the wrong shit. Should have boxed.
You're wrong because you weren't right.
Yeah, you should have boxed. Now
isn't that true? Isn't that how boxing is true to life? You were wrong today because you were right yesterday.
You know what I'm saying? I see Davis still talking about Canelo and shit. I don't even know what the fucking point of that shit is, man.
Oh, what? No, there is a precedent right now. There is because Canelo, there is a title for him to win. He can go there and try to fight David Benavidez for this WBC. We talk about this. There is a way for Canelo to redeem himself is fight David Benavidez.
Fighting David, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that. It's just that, be real, dog. You think he gonna fight you now off of L?
No, but see, this is the thing. Before this Crawford defeat, to me, it didn't make any sense for Canelo to go up there when he was right in that super middleweight division. But now, what you're gonna do? If you're not looking for money fights, I'm talking about Chris Eubank Jr. and
Hamza Shiraz.
Because even Hamza is a segue to a world title. You're gonna go for that avenue. You're gonna try to reconquer the super middleweight division where Crawford drops the belt. So if that's your angle, okay. But if you know there is a David Benavidez fight waiting for you.
I don't think he's. Look, I just think that honestly, it's tired, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, to me, like David, I don't know. Like, I heard this shit. And I'm like, my God, yo, get off that dude dick, bro. Get off that dude dick.
I understand. Especially the people conversation right now, because look, I don't know what's gonna happen with that dude. You saw how he looked after
he lost weight. He lost weight.
Yeah, dude, but if you lost muscle mass with all that, I don't know if you're gonna be the same after you recuperate your. Because I don't know if you can get the exact same build that lead you to the success you had. I don't know if you're gonna be the same. So now you are talking about that. Okay, is your right as a champion because you want to unify. Finally, you want to unify. How convenient. Okay, that's good. But after that, you're saying, okay, I'm gonna become undisputed and I'm gonna fight Canelo Alvarez for the glory of beating him. It sounds about right, but it looks lame that you're talking about when everything fall into place. Yeah, now you're talking about.
Look. This is the thing, and I've been saying this for how long it's been since Bivol beat this guy? About 2-3 years. I've been saying this that long. If the whole shit is I'm gonna prove I'm better than Canelo, you really only need to focus on Bivol because he beat that man already. and maybe better beef, because better beef, in other words, that you are in a very different place right now, but you're still talking about the same thing, and now you just look like you just on that dude dick, bro, like on some real shit, like the dude just lost to Crawford. What the fuck do you want, dog? The dude just lost to Crawford. If you really want to prove to the world that you this and that and all this good shit, hey, just focus on Bivol. Take care of Anthony, fight Bivol after that. Turkey gonna pay for it, so it ain't nothing but a thing.
At the same time,
I'm still doing interviews. Yeah, cause Canelo, and I'm from Arizona, and I'm Canelo. And,
I really hope he fights.
No one knows. No one in Arizona knows he's from Arizona. Trust me,
bro. Listen, a wise man, Crawford, once said, "Focus on your fight before you won't make it to your fight."
Damn.
Man, I have no.
What if Anthony just hit this motherfucker with the hardest punch a motherfucker from London ever threw?
Then that'll be the first time Anthony.
I think we would all cream on set.
So I didn't even get to hear what the fuck Ray said.
I said then that'll be the first time Anthony actually beats an elite opponent.
Elite.
Was he ever elite? Though?
Man, I have no sympathy for this motherfucker, man. I don't like him. This motherfucker said at 168 for damn near 2-3 cycles of fucking champions. Like, he could have unified with Caleb Plant at any time. He could have unified with that ugly motherfucker. What was that one dude name? What the hell, the IBF? He could have unified with him.
James DeGale.
Yeah, he could have unified with
Zerto.
Bobby Jack before he moved up. Like, you sat there this whole goddamn time and didn't do nothing but lose your belt off coke and weight.
Perspective. This motherfucker never fought Caleb Truax. He didn't fight fucking Caleb.
Do you understand? And that's the energy that I have for David, right? It's what you seeing that I have for Virgil, that like, dog, like, the fuck, bro, right? And with David, it's just more brazen. Like, Zerto was there, James DeGale was there, Uskateki was there, Sanders was there, Callum was there, Plant was there, and you didn't fight Plant until it didn't matter. So let's just cut the bullshit. You didn't fight Plant until it didn't matter.
All right, I'll have to be a bit more fair. He did not have a world title when James DeGale was like actually James DeGale.
No, he did. No, you're right. James wasn't James because James left his prime.
He was there, but he was very dead.
Yeah. Like whatever James had to give the boxing, Jack took that shit. Because that was a great fight, by the way. That was one of the better fights the PBC put on. Like, that was actually one of the good ones. But the fact that James was there, he got the BF. You not pressing him. The BF went from him to Uskateki. Did you press him? No. Fucking BF goes from Uskateki to Caleb Plant. You don't fight Caleb till he don't got shit to give. You don't fight Caleb. It's
and
dumb
all
shit.
This goddamn talk about Canelo. If you'd have did what the fuck you need to do at 168, you would have had your opportunity, because the motherfucker went through the whole goddamn division and unified it in 2 years.
It would have been a priority.
18 months.
If you get your hands on 2 to 3 of them belts and you had more than enough time to do that, Canelo don't go down. Like, that's the last chapter, is him going down to super middleweight and doing that. Brody, by that time, you was already at that weight for 8 or 9 years. What the fuck have you been doing?
He wasn't even disciplined enough to hold on to one belt. Even if you didn't unify, you weren't even disciplined enough to hold one belt. And if you'd have held that one belt, you'd have had your opportunity to get your ass whooped and be another motherfucking hype job that we end up proving right.
Because everybody knew Canelo fight Kova. Canelo is not staying at 75. Come on, like, you didn't need to be fucking the most learned boxing fan to know Canelo little ass not gonna stay up there. No. So if you would have did what you needed to do and you would have had 2 to 3 of those belts at 68, and you had the chance, he would have had to see you. He would have had to, but you didn't have shit. You literally didn't have shit.
He let Samson put the battery on his back. No, this business for making money and more money.
Making money and more money.
What?
Oh no! But hang on. He was the #1 contender for the WBC. Like, we didn't see with Dillian White. That doesn't mean shit.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
It was so crazy at the time because Yeah, you're chasing the WBC belt, but you're not chasing WBC champion. The moment that title went vacant, you fight that title for against who was that motherfucker? David Benavidez fought that like a guy like was like 7 in the rankings. Was
Ronald
that guy?
Gavril.
I
Ronald
know who you're
fucking
talking about.
Gavril.
Yeah, Gabriel.
And
And the worst of all, is the WBC was being, I'm gonna say, you're being so nice that after that it got you Andrew Gildering as a mandatory. They fabricate you a mandatory in a
Literally, because Yildirim fought fucking Darrell, and Darrell beat him. I'm like, how is he the mandatory? Darrell beat him. What the fuck is going on?
yeah, it's like that's why like what's it called? Even though I'm not as harsh on David as everybody else here. The one thing I never could stand was the whole David was wronged by the WBC thing, and there's this whole narrative where the WBC hates David. And I said, bro, there's literal videos, and there's literal, like, I think Callum Smith straight up came out and said, I don't understand how David Benavidez is fighting for the WBC title when I'm number 1. Like, he went to the tournament, he was number 1, and instead of the WBC putting up their title for him, their number 1 contender, they said, we're going to put it for the guy that's like number, I want to say Benavidez might have been 4 or 5 or some shit like that, and fighting number 7.
Now check it out. That goes back to what Leo asked earlier about why is it that these sanctioning bodies just cook up these belts for the American? That's an example. They're like, yo, dog, this shit with the WBC and the WBA primarily centers around American fighters. That's who they really accommodate with that bullshit. David was a beneficiary. Like, how the fuck you get a belt for fighting Ronald Gavril? Huh? Fuck is going on here? Could y'all at least make him fight Jack so it could mean something? Shit. But you know, the other shit is, you know, Jack fuck around would have beat him. Yeah, Jack was with shit. Jack fuck around would have beat him.
Jack was still around no, he was still around in 2017. I think that's
he was still around. He was still around. It's just after that, the Gale fight, you know, like some months, he decided, nah, I'm gonna go to light heavyweight.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. I don't know what would have happened in that fight. But the fact that you didn't want to take that risk, you need to fight Guerrero for a title. You cannot do any better than that. It's like, okay, yeah.
Hey, yo, Leo, I don't know why you're talking like there was a whole tournament that he could have joined where he would have probably ended up fighting the best super middleweight in the world or anything like that.
Right? A tournament where George Groves was there and Chris Eubank Jr.
Oh, whoa, let's calm down. Let's calm down for a second. George Groves. Yeah. You lost.
No. The point that I'm making is, there were look, if he would have fought Groves, you know, maybe he would have won. Maybe, maybe. Eubank, unbeaten because remember, Eubank was, well, no, he wasn't unbeaten. He had lost to Saunders already. He had lost to Saunders already. But, you know, Eubank is up there. He's doing what he does. You know, like, Callum Smith was there, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have fought some of them guys, and maybe you would have won. You didn't even fucking do that. You didn't do nothing. Fuck out of here, bro.
No, but the advantage of having a tournament is, if there is a world title involved, you guarantee that at the end of the tournament you're gonna be a world champion.
Yep.
That's the main thing. And yeah, it's a tournament. You're only gonna fight the winner. Even if the quality of the opposition is not what you want, yeah, you're gonna fight the winner at the same pace they're winning. So it's different.
Hindsight is 2020, Leo. Hindsight is 2020. Inoue was already accomplished when he went into the World Boxing Super Series. He was already a 3-weight world champion. He was already that. But being in that tournament helped launch him. Same with Usyk. Being in that tournament helped launch him. David, you stayed out of that tournament to do what exactly? The fuck were you doing?
Oh, by the way, the narrative now being spoken is that tournament was full of Eurobums. And I would like to ask, Eurobunks compared to what David was fighting at the time, right? Because they were so amazing.
Right, because David was fighting fucking samurais, bro. That dude was
Because
fighting.
Porky Medina, that already lost to Zerto, was so amazing, right? I just want to know that how dope he is.
Porky's the one he hit with the shoe shine. Porky's the one he hit with the shoe shine.
That's crazy. I cannot go on an international tournament because I need to fight Porky Medina.
Rogelio Medina, bro. Rogelio. You know?
Every time David's about to have a fight, you see that replay every single time.
Yo, for real, bro.
Hey, Jules, look at the super chat.
Oh shit! Shout out to Eric. David, the first undisputed interim champion. Shout out to his baby mom. For real, yo. That dude is unifying. He is unifying all the second place belts, bro. He is the interim undisputed secondary champion, bro. I can't be in your tournament. I'm sorry. I have to fight Porky Medina, bro. I gotta do it.
And I have to say, like he's a byproduct of today's boxing's participation trophy era that we're in.
Yep.
You know, because again, he went up to 175 to do the same shit. Oh, let me get considerations from the WBC just to take it away from Bibble.
No, bro, that dude got a group. He got a Groupon belt, bro. Got a Groupon belt.
It was worse than that. He moved up to 175 just to get knocked down by a dude who with 12 fights.
With 12 fights. With 12 fights, bro.
Then you look average against a 50-year-old Vok. Man, come on, bro.
And that is why, legitimately, you know, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot. I don't want to just be saying shit. But when I think about the yard fight, I'm like, you know, it's not a foregone conclusion that David wins. You could give him the edge, right? You could give him the edge, but it's not a foregone conclusion because it's like, Brody, you didn't do a lot at super middleweight. When we really look at it, you didn't do a lot. The best guy you fought is Caleb. Apparently, is that the best guy you fought at super middle? Caleb.
Yeah.
I think the best guy he fought.
No, it's not Andrade. Andrade is bad.
Bro, come on, bro.
I think that's the best guy he fought, period.
Andrade is Andre. You know who Andrade is, bro? Let me tell you who Andrade is. Andrade is Josh Kelly, but from Rhode Island. That's
wow.
Bro, hang on. No. I'm gonna defend Josh.
Yes.
Do not make me defend Josh Kelly.
My dude, Josh Kelly. Yo, look, Josh Kelly. What was Andrade? An Olympian. What was Josh Kelly? An Olympian. What Josh Kelly? His shake and shimmy bullshit, shake and bake bullshit. That's fucking Andrade, bro. The only difference is one is on this side of the Atlantic Ocean and this one's on this side of the Atlantic Ocean.
You can't forget Ben Whitaker
I
too.
don't know about that, man.
Nah, that's
to
Rhode
think.
Island. That is Rhode Island Josh Kelly, bro. That's Rhode Island Josh Kelly,
And
bro.
it's crazy because Rhode Island is a small state, and he's not even the best fighter out of Rhode Island. That's Miguel Cotto.
Miguel Cotto.
Wow. What?
Miguel Cotto.
Yeah, Miguel wasn't born on the island. You know that, right? He was born on Rhode Island.
Actually.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was born in Rhode Island. Yeah, he wasn't.
So
born
he's Puerto
in
Rican.
He's Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican, Jesus Christ.
Shout out to Damone Cruz. David Benavidez versus Mikhail Kessler at 168. How would that play out?
Play the Liberoso Andrade fight back, and then just replace his face with David's. That's exactly what that fight is.
You know what I'm saying? So check it out. Andre, we not doing that, like, bro. That's not the best guy he fought at 168. No. And if that's the best guy you fought at 168, well, then that really drives the point home that you didn't do shit.
It's just Caleb. It's Caleb.
It's Caleb. That's the best guy he fought.
Yo,
and I'm gonna say, wait a minute. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not doing nothing. I think Resendiz beat up Caleb worse than David did. I really do.
He did.
That's not a Caleb.
My dude, Caleb won 5 of the first 6. He won 5 of the first 6 with David. Yo, Resendiz was tearing his ass up like, nah, you were never in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, Trevor McCumbee could knock him down.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing with David Benavidez. Like, look, Katayev did a better job on day. Let's be real. Kataev should have won that fight. Let's cut the bullshit.
He should have, but he didn't do a better job.
Royce. The Royce.
But my point is, yo, hollow ass Kataev here. You supposed to be the Mexican monster of the beasts of the creatures, and Kataev knocked that motherfucker down, but you didn't. And Kataev is little, by the way. Like Kataev is a little ass light heavyweight. That's a little ass motherfucker. Knocked David on his ass. David, how come you couldn't do that?
God, I wish
shit.
their names weren't both David. It's like,
well, yeah, he was supposed to have this big monstrous power, you know.
Keep
Look, Mike Tyson was high, okay?
No, but coming back to the thing about the fabricated world titles, the Trinket world titles, I almost think that, although I try to explain this thing, I think that's just a thing about the WBA, the WBC, the sanctioning bodies. I think that's something that they came up to try to sell the sport, but is that really necessary? Because I almost think that they think that the American people needs to be pampered to make some money there. And honestly, I don't think it's that even necessary. Why do you those put up a world title in a motherfucker and then drop the other guy? Because you can do that. Everyone does it. But you cannot even do that. You have to fabricate a world title out of nowhere and elevate them there after the fact when the other guy moves up or relinquishes the title. And it's too much pamper, and sometimes I feel it's not even necessary. That the people will still follow the sport even when it's not a world title involved.
Leo, I think it's simpler than that. I think the reason why they came out with all those Trinket titles, Jules said it earlier, follow the money. They just wanted another thing to get money out of these boxers to pad their pockets. That's it. More sanctioning fees, that's what it was.
And Leo, if you're wondering what's it called, why the fighters are doing, it's very simple. You could sell every single fight you have as a championship fight. Literally, that's the main reason why they even made more titles in the first place. Go back to even Don King times, like when he was around, he said, I love the I think the BA and BC were at the same time at this point. He was like, I love both of them. You know, it gives more guys a chance to be champion. And at the time, that just sounded like a good idea. We could make more championship fights.
And again, this is part of the reason why I love Inoue, because at the end of the Boxing Super Series, when WBC tried to hand him one of their fake ass belts, he was like, "Get that shit away from me!" Like, what the fuck? This wasn't on the line, you pieces of shit.
Yeah, the leeches, man.
Yeah, WBC Jaguar belt and shit, man. Every time I turn around, it's a different fucking belt.
Azteca Championship. Like,
Brody, remember the Freedom Belt? I can't believe they made that shit to this day.
That's
they put chains on that shit,
bro. Oh my god, this is how cynical the WBC is, bro. Mauricio's telling me, yo, Brody, you should quit boxing and just design belts, bro. Like you Gucci or something. Like, what the fuck?
I came front though. Some of them belts do look fire, but goddamn.
Remember 3 years ago when he I think it was Bevel that he said they weren't gonna sanction Russian fighters and shit because of the war. Yeah, but then you got two Russian fighters fighting at 175, bro.
Like turkey bag.
Yeah, and you still collecting that money though, fat fuck.
Oh yeah.
You wanted to be Dana White so fucking bad. Like you get WBC hats and WBC t-shirts.
That's supposed to be not for profit, but you're trying to sell your merchandise.
Yeah, and then on the Canelo Crawford fight, you see there was a WBC belt, but nobody gave a fuck because everybody was looking at that big ass ring. Like that shit was made out of gold.
Even better, it looked better.
Yeah,
than the last one they put out.
Something about me was hoping that they didn't let him in the ring. like say your ass out of here, bro. You ain't important.
The Diamond WBC belt. Jesus Christ. What the
fuck? The Huicholo belt.
I forgot about the
belt.
Taco Bell belt and shit, you know what I mean?
the WBC Elote belt. Like,
yep. Oh, no, that belongs to Sugar Barroso, man.
Banana belt.
Hey,
The
at
Macho
this point,
Sasquatcho
I'll be-
belt.
Yep.
At this point, I'll be good with downgrading the WBC and upgrading the IBO. Fuck it.
For real. They don't charge
Oh,
sanctioning fees.
that would be great, man.
At this point,
I don't
man,
know.
they just
At this point, I'm really wondering if Turkey's like planning to like just get rid of all of because he literally owns the ring. He owns the Ring magazine.
Yeah.
I don't know how involved he is with the rankings or anything like that, but realistically, that's a belt you don't have to pay for. And if he comes to a point, is there a reason that he can't just go out and just flat out say, hey, the Ring magazine's going to be the championship belt. You guys will sanction this for 12 rounds and we won't have another belt involved.
I mean, at this point, because most people are like, if you're not like the guy in a division unless you have the Ring magazine belt. Because that's always going to people who think who's the lineal champion.
And they don't just hand that shit out like flyers in the streets, man. You gotta earn it because they decide who are the two best fighters in that division, and then they show up to award that title.
Yeah. Number 1 and number 2 guy in that division. Whoever wins is the Ring magazine champ.
And
honestly,
the only time they made it 1 versus 3 is when the Klitschko brothers were involved, and it's like, well, these two are clearly not going to fight, so 1 versus 3 it is.
I honestly like the 4 sanctioning bodies. I like the idea that there's 4 sanctioning bodies. I don't like that they don't do their fucking job. It's always
if they did their job, it wouldn't be bad.
Exactly.
Well, part of the reason, hang on. Part of the reason they don't do their job is because there is 4 of them. Because there's
they have all their own self-interest.
Yeah, it's like they'll always be able to do some small thing. Be like, well, at least we're not them. Like IBF, like at least we're not them because we're strict with our rankings and we have the 10-pound rehydration clause. It's like, oh, okay, but
where are you going?
There's never a 1 and 2 contender.
No, the reason there's never a 1 and 2 contender, I think, is because they reserve the number 1 spot for the mandatory when there is one. You know what I mean? When there is one, they reserve it for that guy. You know, when it happens appropriately, because what's been going on is, you know, sometimes the number 1 contender is installed, but he want to do something else. You know, he don't want to fight for that belt. So then, you know, shit happens and they just go down the ranks. But that's why they don't usually keep a number 1, because the number 1 is usually the guy that becomes the mandatory.
Yeah, he's already fighting for the title. They don't exist, bro. I don't know what else to tell you, man.
They don't exist.
I think there is an option that Turkey and Danny White, if you get big enough, yeah, they can technically rid of the WBC, WWE, all the sanctioning bodies, but they can, at the same time, they can also reform those organizations, because one of the problems about the sanctioning bodies is they are too independent from each other. Yes. They don't follow any set of rules in common, except the fact that you have rankings and you have a world title, but everything else is very.
They kind of do. There's an ABC commission that oversees them, but it's you know what it is, like it's all just for show. Like the ABC commission, like come on, bro, like. Y'all don't really put no pressure on them. Remember, y'all told the WBA to minimize the number of titles they have. And did they? Say that. And did no, they didn't.
For like 3 minutes.
They did it for like 1 year, and then they were like, "All right, no one's looking anymore."
The reason they keep making all those.
Didn't WBC used to have a 3 knockdown rule?
No, and the fucking racist bitch, Gloria Martinez Rizzo. You know, she scored come on, dog. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Like,
is she still working?
That bitch, she still, not only did she never stop working, like they didn't suspend her or anything. They just had her doing very low level shows, and eventually she worked her way back up. She never got suspended or nothing. Like, she kept working. It's like nobody really the ABC commission oversees them, but come on, like y'all don't be doing that.
It's overseeing in the sense that they're waiting for someone to slip a 20 under the table. Like, they oversee them. Like, you know when a dad is watching the kids, he's really watching the TV, and the kids are setting the house on fire. That's how they fucking watch. That's how they oversee the fucking sanctioning bodies. Like, come on,
who's more corrupt, the BA or the BC?
You know what really sucks?
BA.
BC.
You know, well, no, you know what really sucks though is they're manufacturing all these belts so they can double and triple their goddamn sanctioning fees, man. That's all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all.
You interrupted us for that.
So that's
Yeah, I did, fucker. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, we're gonna go call
again.
Hey, yo, you,
We're gonna call.
We're gonna slide you into the ring, Macho Sasquatcho.
We're gonna call Macho Sasquatcho if you don't calm your ass down.
But yeah, what's it called?
Plus clown.
It's kind of difficult to say because they both had like some shocking moments. But I'll say the BA because they did what the BC did basically. Because remember, what's it called? What the BA did with Tank and what's it called, Machado. The BC already did that shit with Rocky and Roy. Except the thing is, they were actually able to get sued for that shit.
The reason that I say is the BC, right? We know a lot of the WBA's pitfalls, but the WBA takes their cues from the WBC, and I would wager that the BC is more corrupt because of everything we don't know. Because of everything we don't know, because of all the money they've accepted and all the kickbacks they've accepted that we don't know. I would wager the BC is even more corrupt based on what we don't know.
Do you remember around 2014, I want to say, when they had Golovkin as a WBA champion, and they also had damn, what's his name?
Daniel Gill.
Daniel Jacobs was also
Daniel shit.
Yeah.
Before Golovkin gets elevated to full champion, Daniel Gill is also full champion. Golovkin becomes full champion. They have another champion in Daniel Jacobs.
Like, wow.
It's a game of whack-a-mole.
Yeah. You know that I'm a WBA champion. If you go on the website right now, I'm on there, bro.
Yeah, you gotta look under your seat. You have a belt.
That run of Triple G being avoided is actually insane, by the way. Like when you watch that list that they put out of the people that avoided him, it's like, damn.
No,
it's motherfuckers that. It's
a lot of people, Ray. It's a lot of people. You know, Gill avoided him, Sturm avoided him, Quillen avoided him, Saunders avoided him. A lot of guys avoided him. A lot of guys avoided him. But it's not impressive. It's not really impressive that Felix Sturm didn't want to fight you. Oh shit!
No. I say that because it's like when I like look at people who are like avoiding other people, right? When you say like, oh, Cotto avoided him, or what's his name? Sergio Martinez avoided. I'm like, all right, that's cool because it's like, no offense to Sturm, but those guys low key matter.
They did.
But it's like when we get to a point where it's like, damn, niggas that don't matter don't even want to fight you, bro. You think a motherfucker's checking for Daniel Gill? I don't think so. But he don't. Yeah, I don't. But he don't even want to fight you. What's the world coming to?
I know what you mean. That usually it's those motherfuckers that'll take the fight. Like, bro,
that's why.
I ain't
what's
shit.
it called?
I need to fight. I ain't shit.
When I saw the shit with Shakur, where it was like Frank Martin was saying no, I was like, yeah, you might need to retire, nigga. It might be over. That's dark.
Isaac Cruz didn't want to fight you. Frank Martin didn't want to fight you. Nobody want to fight this motherfucker, man.
The problem with Golovkin is, I think what happened was that, yeah, he got silver medal in the Olympics, but it was at that time it was already hurting guys, like everywhere in the amateur circuit, in the sparring, and everyone was talking about the guy. And then when he became pro, he went to Abel Sanchez. The guys started figuring out that Abel Sanchez was doing a good work, and he was making Golovkin into a KO machine. And they say, no, we are not going to do that with this guy. We're going to try to hang out here and try to see what happens if we relinquish a belt, but we're not going to fight this guy. And everyone knew that by the time, because Golovkin was in the circuit and he was getting a lot of sparring. I think Peter Quillen was the first guy that really sounded the alarm, like, no, we are not going to do this shit with him.
Yeah, because we're after the same thing. I'm like, Brody, you're in the same weight class.
Peter Quillen did that shit just so he could like get blitzed by Jacobs in one round too, bro. That shit had to be embarrassing.
Oh man,
good for him.
Like, I remember I think I told y'all they had like a little documentary on like Quillen and some like other boxers that were, I think, oddly enough, I think they were mostly from the PBC.
Right.
But I remember they
talking about the commentary counterpunch.
Yeah, and then
Counterpunch,
they
yeah.
showed the shit for Quillen, bro, and they were like, Quillen's back in the ring after his time off. He's fighting for a world title. It's against Daniel Jacobs. I was like, wait a minute, I recognize that name. I look at the clip, and he just gets his ass beat. I'm like, holy shit! I thought this was about him. He was the main character.
He was like, yo,
funny.
listen, they was more invested in Quillen than they was in Jacobs. Why do you think Jacobs left? As soon as Jacobs could get the fuck up out of there, he got the fuck up out of there, bro. He's one of the first dudes to sign a matchroom. One of the first from the United States.
But honestly, when it came to the ducking, I kind of respect Billy Joe Saunders the most because at least he fucking admitted it. Because when he was about to fight Chris Eubank Jr., he was the one who said, "Man, Triple G would beat me and you the same night. Shut the fuck up."
I remember that shit. That was in 2016. I remember that shit. He's like, "Hey, Golovkin gonna kick your ass, mine." I was gonna be like, that motherfucker not lying.
That's when Eubank Jr. couldn't find his pen.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't respect it though, because I remember the way that he did it when he actually when he avoided Golovkin and came back. That shit was nasty because he was like, first, remember he had the fight with Akavov.
Yeah,
and he was like, he looked like shit. He was like, I don't love the sport no more. I think I'm gonna retire. I'm like, yo, you a bitch, bro. No way. And then the second he gets that confidence back, he's like, Triple G, you wanted to fight me when I didn't care about the sport and I wasn't in love with the sport. How would you fight me?
You like Triple G sitting in his fucking living room. Now is the time to strike. When baby.
Yo.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my god!
All these dudes duck Golovkin. The ball's on Kell Brook. Like he went up there, he gave him a fight. Well, first for a couple rounds.
for a minute.
I want to say that Kell. This is so fucking weird, y'all. This is so fucking weird. But Kell had the opportunity to be the best welterweight of this era. He had it. I think that if Kell Brook doesn't go up and fight Golovkin, if he doesn't go up and do that, because remember, this guy kept making 147 after that. So just imagine he doesn't leave the division, he doesn't do that dumb shit. That Kell Brook fights Spence in Sheffield doesn't get stopped, right? Might have won that fight.
He was winning.
Damn, he came close in that fight they had. Shit.
Just imagine, country, they in Sheffield. People like that was one of the few times the PBC sort of, and I only say sort of, played it close to the chest because you had to outsource Errol for that fight. You had to, you know, you had to. You didn't have a choice. But the only reason you were willing is, Kell Brook just got fucking manhandled for like 5 rounds. And you know, like you could see why y'all did it. Like Errol was the favorite going in. I'm pretty sure he was the favorite going in. But it's like, if that shit don't happen, Kell had already beat Sean Porter. He had already beat him. He's out. I don't know that Thurman would have been able to beat Kell Brook. I'm not bullshitting. I'm just like, nah.
No. He wouldn't have fought Kell Brook. Old as you assume that would happen.
Right? Danny, bro, Kell would have fucked up Danny. Yeah, Kell would have fucked up Danny. He would have fucked him up.
Them little boys, man.
Jules, the guy who hasn't had a significant win since 140 would have totally won that fight.
The only dude that would have stood a chance, right? We talking about before Bud move up, because once Bud move up, it's a wrap for all of y'all after that. But Kell, there was a pocket, there was a window there for Kell to be the most, because they were avoiding him too. People didn't want to fight Kell Brook for 3 years. In the 3 years that he beat Sean Porter, after that, people didn't want to fight Kell Brook. Yeah, I'd rather fight each other.
I mean, let's be honest. He was better than Andre Berto. And that was the last brass ring that Floyd had to get to be finally undisputed.
He ain't give a fuck about that shit. He ain't give a fuck about that shit.
Okay. Kell Brook, when he moved up to the middleweight to fight Golovkin, I think the reasoning was, and I say quote unquote reasoning because it's still crazy. Kell Brook thought at that point that he could really win against Golovkin. Let's face it. When he was fighting Golovkin was trying to knock him up from the first round. Golovkin kind of was getting a box.
Yeah.
And the flux of the fight changed when he got his eye socket broke by Golovkin. But no boxer goes there and thinks, I think I'm going to get I'm gonna get a fracture in one of my bones today in a fight. No fighters goes in the ring. They go to the ring saying, "I'm gonna win. I'm gonna take some punches, but this guy is not gonna hurt me. I'm not gonna be woozy." Kell Brook was never woozy. It was never in queer suit. No,
because he didn't know. He didn't like. He said that he heard a pop. Didn't know what it was. But by the Spence fight, when he heard that same pop, that's when he knew. Oh shit! He broke the other one. You know. He knew. Then he knew. Then he knew. You know.
And Kell Brook was going to keep fighting. He was losing by the time because his size was fucked up. But they pulled him out. So I'm not saying without that Kell Brook would have won, but Kell Brook was that tough.
Thank you, Leo, because that's what I mean. They had to pull him out of the Golovkin fight. He wasn't gonna stop. They had to pull him out of that. So imagine he don't fight Golovkin. He stays at 47. He fights Spence. He's still unbeaten. No broken orbital. He probably would have won that fight.
Man,
yeah, but he would have to move up after that. He's not getting another fight if he beats Spence. Like that's it for him at welterweight.
No, check it. Well, you're right about that. That if he would have beat Spence, them dudes wasn't trying to do nothing with him. Thurman wasn't gonna try to do nothing. Danny wasn't gonna try to do nothing.
His career at welterweight would have been finished. Like that would have been the last fight he has at welterweight.
Maybe Manny Pacquiao would have done something at the time, but
I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
I don't believe that. I don't even believe that shit, though.
I like Manny.
What? No. If Kell would have beat Spence, Manny would have. Yo, listen, bro. Look, Manny wasn't gonna do nothing with that guy. Look, you could love Manny Pacquiao and all the bullshit, right? I get sick of this shit personally. I still see motherfuckers. Why Bob didn't make the Pacquiao? Do you think Manny Pacquiao wanted to fight Bud?
Oh God, no.
Do you think
no. Nope.
But like, why
his
the
trainer
fuck we
admitted
gotta?
that they didn't want.
Why the fuck do we gotta play this fucking game over something that's obvious? Manny didn't want that fight. Manny rather go to Australia and fight a substitute teacher than fight fucking Bud in America.
But I'm not gonna even say that shit. But maybe Manny Pacquiao wanted that fight for crazy money, but maybe he would have fought him. But
40 million.
No. Let me finish.
Fucking fight, man. Come on. Like, Manny not dumb, dog. He didn't come back just now to fight Boots, did he? He didn't come back just now to fight Brian Norman, did he? No, he came back for fucking Barrios, bro. Manny know what the fuck he doing, bro.
Let me learn to play. But even with saying that about Pacquiao, the people that care about him, the people that have been there for him his whole time, for example, Freddie Roach got a glimpse of terrorist. I'm not putting my guy I love so much against that fucking monster. Yeah. Against that psycho. Crawford has always been a fucking psychopath. I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm gonna run from him. I'm gonna tell Bob Arum I don't want to fight. Bob Arum was thinking the same fucking shit. I put the shit against Manny Pacquiao that is a legend and I'm making him at the service. Because Crawford's gonna win.
I do. So all I know is Freddie, his motherfucking self, more than once has said Bob wants to fight. Freddie said that. Why the fuck would Freddie be saying that if Bob didn't want to fight? To me, it's very obvious. Manny already reached the point where he decide what he gonna do. Manny, that's where he was. Floyd retires. Manny is the biggest name in the division. If Manny wanted to fight Bud, he would have fought Bud. It's not complicated. If you wanted that, you would have did that. You didn't want that. Your wife didn't want that. Roach didn't want that. Michael Conks didn't want that. Because remember, he's with Michael Conks still during that time. None of y'all wanted that. It's not complicated. No, it's not. You know?
Which is why he settled for Bradley, which he already beat like twice, arguably.
They already had 2 fights. You know what I mean? Shout out to Damone. What was the name of that purple-ass WBC Intercontinental ECW belt they gave Terrence? It kept making me think of Mace Windu. They gave him a purple belt?
Yeah, he did.
It was the Welch's Great Belt.
The WBC had a partnership with Jason of Beverly Hills, and that's the name of that belt.
My God, that explanation is gayer than the belt sounds.
Bro, did y'all see the dude that made Wilder's costume? if you want to see the gayest shit you ever saw, that was the gayest shit you ever saw. Go look up the dude that made Wilder's. We made it for Wilder.
Yeah, he looks like
Are people just now finding out
one
that
of the
guy was gay?
Wachowski sisters.
No, motherfuckers knew the motherfucker was gay, but I heard the motherfucker talk like, wow, this is the gayest shit I ever seen. Wilder, how did you meet these guys?
How much?
Jules,
I
you
wonder
get the super chat.
how much they charged him.
I think it was like 100,000 for that joint.
What?
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yo, but that shit was not for nothing. Like, I would wear that shit though, like to Walmart.
It's a great Halloween costume, but like, come on, man.
You would wear
That
that
shit
shit
not
that's
do
the
too
costume
much.
to Walmart?
That shit weighs
Dude.
45 pounds, bro.
Yo, my dude, that's a good workout, bro. It's a good workout. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
speaking of
It's a heavy
Wilder,
vest.
what round y'all think Andy Ruiz gonna knock his ass out?
Man, they not gonna fight, bro. That shit is just.
Yeah, come on now.
That just. Somebody gotta pick that up. Somebody gotta think that we care about that. Pick that up and pay them. And ain't nobody gonna pick that bullshit up.
Maybe
Bro,
turkey.
Black Prime for $10.
Come on,
That's the
bro.
best I can do.
Turkey.
Does Black Prime
Turkey
have
know them
$10?
dudes- Turkey know them dudes is wash, bro.
They got
Dudes
to open.
wash.
They got
If I'm
Jules,
turkey,
They
I'll
got
throw
you
something at
skipped
it.
Jules, you skipped the super chat from Calderon.
I got you right now. Bro. Let me see. Hold up. Shout out to Mr. Calderon. Y'all think about this. David and Tank both can lose within 8 days. Yo, dog, if they both lost at the same time,
Oh
dog.
my
Oh
How
my
would
god.
Tank lose?
Oh
though?
my
He's an
God.
exhibition.
Summer of 2023 times 1,000.
Oh yeah.
Yo, dog. Like,
Easily.
yo, listen. Who's seen the happening? Y'all seen that
Yeah,
with
I
Mark
seen it.
Wahlberg?
Yeah.
That shit'll be happening. Like you gonna hit boom. You gonna be walking down 42nd Street. Boom. It's gonna be
Motherfucker gonna die.
it's gonna be raining PBC fans. Boom. Boom. What's you know what I'm saying? Shit'll be crazy, bro. Crazy, bro.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. Like that whole Jake versus Tank thing, like I think it's just gonna leave a sour taste in everybody's mouth. And I'm gonna be like, and when it does, I'm just gonna be like, yo, I don't know why y'all decided to watch this. Y'all knew it was gonna be ass. That's all that's gonna happen.
Realistically, yeah, because that's what happens with Jake fights. He announces some shit. The same thing always happens. He announces some shit, and motherfuckers start with the if and the maybe and the if and then it's ass, and then shit is ass, and then leave a sour taste in your mouth. I don't really think
Jake Paul understands his audience. You understand that the people that watching him, this is the kind of people that get soft with the foreplay. They don't need to fuck.
Yeah,
They
like
came
dry
up-
humping.
They
They
yeah,
dry
they came
humping.
before. Yeah, they came before because they don't really need it. So they need just to speculate about the fucking fight.
This is the
I'm
boxing
skilled.
equivalent of of a hand job. Like it's a hand job. Like, bro, I'm watching that shit for the undercard. Quiet as kept.
Hand job is a bit of a strong word.
Leo
Like,
said it best. He said it right there. What this is, especially for the American audience, it's a spectacle. That's exactly what it is.
Like the Gary the best fight on the card. Best fight on the card. You need a hand job? Call Real Talk. Real Talk is doing those today. Andy Hirioka versus Gary Antoine Russell was like, yo, that is a fight. That is a fight. That's a fight. That's a good ass fight.
Who's throwing lines?
I would
That's
like
Don.
hand job.
He wants a hand job.
I would like hand job. Very good hand job.
I like hand job. I am from
What
Slovenia.
I was saying
I
is,
want the job with him.
it wasn't a spectacle. I was saying it's speculative. It's like it's like a company. There's a real value of a company, and there's a speculative part of it when the people take bets, and that's what people get intrigued about Jake Paul.
Yeah,
because they wonder, they think, oh, this is gonna happen.
It's the same. Yo, it's the same shit over and over. That they get hyped about it. They talk about. Well, I'm not gonna say they get hyped, but just like you said, Leo, they speculate, and then it just turns out to be a wet fart. It's a wet like, man. I would be better off not watching that shit. Like shit like that.
Is it a wet fart into like tidy whities?
Has that not kicked in yet?
Or boxer shorts on a hot day?
No, because he keeps changing the players, so people keep thinking that because it's Javante. Oh, it's more serious now because it's Javante. Like, man, listen, man.
Like,
ain't
that motherfucker?
Look, I know
had a
people are
whole
retarded,
list of-
right? And I know I laughed and I said that his fans are poor, so they'll get that shit because it's $14. But even with that being the case, it's like you can't be so dumb to think, all right, yo, he quite literally is selling out by taking this fight. So is he not gonna sell out in the fight and just
Wait,
lay
did you
over?
say it's $14?
bro, listen.
Yeah, Netflix subscription.
Oh,
Yeah, like no, and you know that a lot of people already have Netflix, so that's
Yeah,
definitely a driver for the metrics that it could bring in. But always understand that Javante Davis's fans are sexually attracted to him, right? So it's like when I was young, right? Before I even understood the jokes, I used to watch A Different World just for Jasmine Guy. And I didn't understand the jokes at the time because I was young, right? So it's like that with Javante, that bro, they don't give a fuck about nothing because they just attracted to Javante. That everything else is just everything else, bro. They gonna watch it just for that. They don't really care about nothing. All they know is they got a crush on Javante, and that is enough.
I just realized that fight is gonna be like a 30-minute soccer bopper commercial. Remember that toy where, like, they put like 2 inflatable gloves?
Suck it, bop it. I thought you were talking about
Soccer
that stick.
No, soccer bopper is like they put like a cylinder, the inflatable balloons they use as
Can you do that
boxing
again?
gloves.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah,
God, that's a
soccer
blast from the fucking past.
Yeah, because it's 12-ounce gloves.
Bro.
You give them to your kids and watch them beat the shit out of each other.
I mean, like I said, I like the undercard. There's 2-3 girl fights on there that I really like. I like who Valle is fighting. I seen that Mexican girl. That Mexican girl's good. Baumgartner, she's fighting an okay girl. Not the greatest, but it's okay girl. Antoine Russell versus Hirioka is the best fight on the entire card. That's a real fight. That's a fight. And Jake and Javante, it's for the metrics, man. That shit is for the gram. That's for the gram. I'm gonna do a live just because I know the metrics is gonna be sweet that night. So yeah, I'm gonna do a course. I'm gonna get some money, but like that's not. Come on, bro. And the shit is that, look, like I've been saying, like so much of Javante Davis has come true. Things that I said that that dude is not gonna fight none of these people, right? I'm telling you, this is the end. This is it. Like this is the end. That dude is not gonna keep fighting after that. 50 M's. He's out of here after that. Because he's not gonna get fit. I mean, like, I feel like Turkey would have to give him like 200 million for him to accept a Stevenson fight. Like, bro, he's not gonna do that. Is what I'm saying. He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna give nobody that satisfaction of doing that. He's not. So don't look for it. This is it. You know.
I don't know, like seeing him in those interviews too, like I know you said like, oh, the pressure isn't getting to him or whatever. I beg to differ. I think that's exactly why he's quitting. Because the pressure did get to him.
I said the pressure did get to him. He can't handle it. That was my thing. I said the pressure
Not
is getting to him.
Not because before you said like, what's it called? These people never held him accountable. I'm like, I think that's what's happening now, and that's why he's out of here. He's like, oh my God, like guys that have never said anything to me, like they're talking to me now. Like the shit he said when he said, "Oh, shut up and be a fan." That's because that's what he's used to seeing happening. Like he used to seeing people never question him, but now his fans really saying, "Hey, why are you not fighting these guys?"
You don't see how mad he got at that British dude from Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous?
Yeah.
When are you going to fight Shakur Stevens?
What he did?
What he did? He foot Ray. Like, yo, relax.
So defensive, bro. Like,
hang on, though. Isn't this like just the shit with the fucking boxing media? Now you're saying that shit. Now when he's fighting Jake Paul and it's safe to make that joke. You fucking assholes.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're late to the party. Like, so what are you telling me that this whole fucking time that he's been fucking fighting Isaac Cruz and Rolly Romero you thought he was gonna fight Shakur? You should have been asking him that shit then. It's like it just sunk in that he's not gonna fight these people. You just now realize that?
No, I'm dead ass. I think because like what's it called? In these guys' head, like even though they're like, oh, he's not fighting him now, they probably thought. There's no way he's gonna do this forever, though, right? Like shit, even Spence fought Crawford. There's no way this dude's gonna just not fight him, right?
But you want to know what part of this shit to blame is on American boxing media. that has gone absent. There is no big pundits. There is nobody that really holds these fighters accountable to say, hey, you need to be fighting this guy. You need to step up. We do not want to see you fight fucking Frank Martin and Hector Garcia.
And the problem now is that the prominent members of the quote-unquote boxing media are the big voices in boxing media in this country. You know, not little channels like this one. Big voices with big audiences, right? Brody, they try and be the boxer friend. You know what I'm saying, Javante? You know what I'm saying?
You heard that one media, that independent media guy, I think it was Jay Beasy. He was asking him, yo, make a case for like you being the face of boxing, asking that grab ass question. And it's like, nah, I'm just good at boxing.
Wait, what?
Yo, on some real shit, I was watching this shit 2 days ago. Round 1 was on there. Shout out to Round 1. I got hyped when I seen Round 1. I even going for like, yo, it's Round 1 right there. You know what I'm saying? But then I seen motherfuckers from Twitter up there, bro. I seen motherfuckers from Twitter. And they asking these old, like, look, man, why y'all asking this dumbass make the case for you? Yo, dog, like, he don't care about that shit. What is it that y'all not understanding?
I'm sure when he heard that, he was crestfallen.
That motherfucker don't want to be the best. How could this have gone over yet? That dude don't want to be the best at nothing.
Yeah.
Bro, Vasily Lomachenko and he debuted in the same fucking year. And they never once crossed paths, even though Vasily Lomachenko kept calling his ass out.
They've been in the same fucking divisions for how long? They was at 130. They was at 35. Like, what is it that y'all not understanding?
Yeah, the motherfucker sat at 135 for half a fucking decade and didn't even fight one reigning champion.
Dog, he been there since 2019, y'all. 2019. Didn't fight one champion, not even one, at 135.
But listen, I am a sensitive guy. I cannot stand watching a guy, even a guy like Gervonta Davis. I cannot stand him talking like that about himself. Like, dude, you don't have no shame. Do you realize what you're?
No shame.
It's second-hand embarrassment, is to say the least. When I watch that guy talk,
nah, listen,
it's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. When he was up there fumbling questions and shit, I was laughing so hard P was coming out. No, because you know when Diddy, it's like because the motherfucker was like his wife beat all the bullshit. Like, yo, this is the best shit ever. Like, this is your reckoning is coming. And look, I'm not naive. A part of me already feels that y'all two motherfuckers made some kind of agreement behind the scenes that I'm gonna make you look good a little, you gonna make me look good a little, we gonna make some money. That's what I read. Underneath it all, the cynic in me believes that is what this is. That is what this is. Jake is gonna make you look good a little, you're gonna make Jake look good a little, and you're both gonna make a lot of money. That is really, I believe that is the real undertone of some of Jake's events. I'm not expecting Jake. I'm really not expecting Jake to humiliate him. I'm already getting that vibe that, like, yeah, this is because the opportunity is there to really go at him, to really humiliate him. I feel like you pulling punches. That's what I think you put. Because you notice he was one way in the first press conference, and then all of a sudden he got all this fucking energy in the other one. Oh, I get it. So the first press conference, Jake gets to win that. The second press conference, you get to win that. You show up more animated.
I haven't seen any press conference.
You ain't missed nothing. You ain't missed nothing.
I saw some clips. They just start making fake bets. They're not going to pay each other if they win or lose anyway. They always
well, that shit is.
Remember, Richard?
Yeah, you know. And then you got Calvin up there about the gloves or 8-ounce 10. Man, come on, man. That shit is for show, man. Come on.
They always do that. Remember, Richard Hitchison came up, pulled out 50 bands out of his book bag, throwing them on Cambosis. They always do that shit.
That's just part of selling a fight. Is what I see. And I'm like, what threw me off is, okay, I'm looking at Javante in the first one. I'm thinking, yo, this motherfucker's depressed, right? Because you just look like a whole clown out here. Then in the second one, oh, he got all the energy in the world. Now he talking shit. He getting up. He talking. Like, oh, I see. You let Jake win the first one, you win the second one, and it's fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either that or like I do remember people like when that first one came out, they were like, "Yo, this motherfucker's not trying to sell this shit at all." Like he was fucking horrible. I wouldn't be surprised if Jake just went to him, like was like, yo, you need to sell this shit, or we're not going to like. You might not get the type of money that you want to get.
Check it out. If I'm Javante Davis, right? I take the 50 M's, I build up a mansion in the middle of fucking Iowa where nobody lives. And I never got to deal with none again. You know what I mean? Because, real. You go to fucking Iowa or Wyoming. Even less motherfuckers live in Wyoming. I don't got to do, I don't got to see shit. I don't got to do shit. I don't got to see shit. And I'm out there, bro. The Wi-Fi is probably bad, but
if he's out there with nobody there, bro, who would he hit with his car, bro?
That is true. He gotta hit people. He do gotta hit people with the car. Maybe he could get some. No, maybe you could get some cows or something. Hit them.
Yeah, I think he's gonna kill wildlife with this car. Not my
deer and shit.
Get the pics.
He'd probably have to import some women once in a while to beat up and shit, you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because the shit is you ain't gonna be able to
find some sparring partners.
The thing for him is, you know, right now they still kind of fuck with you. Right now they still kind of fuck with you, but boxing fans are so fickle, man. Year, 2 years past that you never fought nobody.
It's over. Yeah.
It's over. You know, and they're gonna ask you when they see yo, why you never fought Shakur? And after a while, the questions will become disrespect. It will become disrespect. This bitch ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it is though. Like, yeah, they gonna start violating you. You know, they still kind of fuck with you right now because you still got some kind of something. But a year, 2 years from now, and when it really settles in that you didn't do shit, bro. You didn't do nothing.
What I thought was hilarious is when he told on himself, talking about, "Oh, you guys just want me to lose." No, you're afraid of losing, buddy. That's why you never fought nobody.
I can't believe you said that shit. You just want me to lose.
You already lost the roach already, man. That's what you need to accept. That shit.
You just I can't believe a fighter would say that wants to fight.
He's not a fighter, bro. He's not a fight. Like for real. He's not a look. It's fighters out there, man, and it's not the hype jobs like Javon. There's guys out there that like, yo, they really fight because that's what they like doing. They like that shit. They like fight. Yeah. Look at fucking Derek Chisora. You can't tell him not to fight. Like, bro, that dude gonna fight. I don't even know what the fuck his problem is.
Fight whoever.
And the worst part is, the worst part is with Tank is that, bro, we saw you lose a fight and they moved heaven and earth to make sure you lose. What are you fucking afraid of?
Everything, bro. They did everything for you, bro.
But here's the thing, though. I would say, like, it didn't even start with Tank. That shit that you talked about earlier, y'all just want to see me lose. You know where I heard that shit from? The first place I heard that shit from? Floyd fans. And Floyd, you just want the next guy to see me lose. And it was like, I remember a YouTube channel broke that down. They were like, bro, that was the most bullshit statement of all time. No one ever wanted to see you lose. They wanted to see you in a competitive fight. You know what people thought the Cotto fight was? They thought it was a competitive fight. Last time I checked, that's what we wanted to see, right? But for some reason, y'all took that and said, oh, we looking for the next guy to see you lose. Nah, we looking for the next fun fight we could watch you in. Sorry, that's a problem.
Steve Kim said it best he tweeted it earlier today that, you know, the boxers, and I've always known this, you guys know this, the boxers don't box for our entertainment. They don't give a fuck about us. Just be honest. You don't give a fuck about us.
Mm-hmm.
So why the fuck would
we fund their lifestyle?
Yeah. So why are we supposed to give a fuck about you? You want our money. You want our viewership. You want something that we got. We don't want nothing that you got. You want something that we got, whether it's money or viewership. Because they keep trying to minimize the role of the boxing fan, or of the consumer, let's say, the customer. Because if you're subscribed to any one of these apps, or you pay for a ticket, or you buy for a pay-per-view, you are a customer. Y'all want customers, but don't want to put out no product. Or you want to put out bullshit product.
Yeah.
Shut up and be a fan.
It's like no, bro. The craziest thing is no other industry does this too. Imagine you went to a fucking bakery and you said, "Yo, you know what? I really like the peanut butter cookies you guys got," and they were like, "We got you, bro. We never gonna make that shit ever again, nigga."
No,
Even
worse.
Like right in front of your face.
You go to the
Like, you be
fucking
like,
bakery.
what?
Yo, you go to the fucking bakery, you tell them, yo, let me get the oatmeal raisin bran. Motherfucker come out with a slice of pizza. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Yeah, bro.
I didn't
Yeah, like-
ask for that, bro.
You know what it is? By now, it was the TV networks.
I'll take the
It
pizza.
it is Netflix. It is
Take the hand job, too?
Zone.
Always.
It is a song. It's all these entities that have crazy amounts of money they're investing in the sport because they think, okay, we are gonna make something very good about this world boxing shit. But when the fighters see the money, say, we don't have to work that hard. We don't need to take many risks. We only need to get the best deal for ourselves and run with it. That's it. And that's a common topic.
Right.
Parting with Canelo, because Canelo was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this money, but I want the fights that I want, not that you guys want. If I fight Benavidez, it's gonna be under my terms. You're gonna give me this money regardless who I fight. And all these other guys are thinking the same thing. Right now, they're thinking about Netflix. They're thinking, okay, we don't need to sell this fight because Netflix has huge amounts of money, and we only need we don't need a room in the card. That's it. We need
The
to
thing
get
is,
to the fight.
The main thing is, though, Leo, that, you know, in spite of the farce that this fight is, because it is a farce, this is the only avenue for you to get paid like this. Those days, like, believe it or not, those days, they are over. All the major networks have pulled out. The only one financing big, you know, with the exception of Jake and what he's doing, right? That Javante, you found yet another avenue to not do anything risky, right? But that's it. Like that it's Jake and that's it. Because the rest of the time, yeah, if you want a big bag, all you other motherfuckers that would love to stay on Easy Street, yeah, you're not gonna get a big bag doing that anymore because there is no network money. There's no network money. It's all gone. HBO is gone. Showtime is gone. ESPN is gone. Fox is gone. If y'all want to get money now, you're gonna have to accept some Andy Hiriokas.
Thank goodness. This is the fucking
Brody.
reset we've been needing for a while now.
You read that super chat, right?
Let me read the super chat. Shout out to Damone. Sock'em boppers, more fun than a pillow fight. I beat my older cousin's ass with those when I was 12, and the dynamic changed forever. Shout out to Sock'em bopper, bro.
Yeah.
But yo,
Thinking Jake
But
will
do you
use
see-
fucking sock'em boppers.
Do you
Yo.
see what I mean? That let's say, for example, a TV network like ESPN. I
right.
don't think ESPN was necessarily losing money with boxing, but they're thinking, look, we are giving Top Rank, I don't know, let's say $80 million per year to make fights. We are not losing money necessarily. We're getting metrics, but maybe with this, say, $80 million, we can invest in other things and get more money because boxing is not really popping in America right now. So that's what they're thinking, and the fighters are not making it easy because they want the best money for their fights, and sometimes the fights are not really that good.
There's a fucking reason, Leo. There's a fucking reason that ESPN was like, well, we really want the NFL. Let's make some room for them and make some money. Let's see, we can cut boxing. Let's see, basketball's not really popping, so we'll cut that off. Even though, season just started. Let's talk more about the NFL because that's the only sport America gives a shit about.
You know what's crazy? You mentioned the NBA. Despite getting low ratings, they keep securing these long-term broadcasting deals. Now, can you imagine, right? If NBA fans started talking like boxing fans, you know what they'd be saying? Yo, the OKC Thunder, they should be playing against the NBA Cup winners, the Milwaukee Bucks. Even though the fucking Eastern Conference champions, whatever they call the Indiana Pacers, they're out there waiting for their turn. Fuck them. We got to see a better matchup. If they don't face the Bucks, they're dunking them.
Bro,
if you heard that shit, yo, the fucking NBA would lose money the next day if they had that mentality.
I literally said that earlier, bro. No other fucking organized sport would allow this bullshit. That's why structure is needed. It's,
Right.
I'm to the point now, man, where fuck it. One body, one sanctioning body, or one organization fucking manages them, and it's just tournament style the whole way. Everybody's in a fucking tournament. That's the only way we're gonna get fucking structure. Cause these guys, they want too much money to fight bums. They want fucking. Everybody wants a fucking belt to do nothing. Then when they get the belt, they don't want to defend the mandatories. I mean, and the WBA is a fucking joke. You're a super champion, but you don't have mandatories, but the Reggie has mandatories. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yo, listen, the WBSS, man, that was the only way at that time. That was the only way they could get unification, bro. And I wish Turkey could bring back that tournament, bro, because they brought an importance to that shit.
You know what I'm afraid of?
Yeah, why has that been gone still?
I don't know, man.
Because of the
I have no
money
idea, man.
and the
The
fact
Falconers probably still have a stranglehold over it, but they don't have the money for it.
It's Wasserman, I think, that does that shit too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that some of those rendition of the World Boxing Super Series that happened when COVID was in full effect. So
that was before COVID. COVID shut down the World Boxing.
Some of them were.
Yeah.
There were some of the fights. I do remember that the
cruiserweight series was in COVID.
Yeah, but
before
the point is that was a huge investment, and if you're not able to get all the source of revenue, you are not gonna get the money for your buck.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense, because if you have money, you're trying to make more money and not just spending in something that maybe is gonna make you break even.
You know what I'm kind of afraid of is that after Inoue retires, a lot of the lower weight classes that we're used to seeing just fight all the time, they'll start doing the same shit the higher ones do. No, I don't want to fight that guy. Not for I need $1 million.
It's too dead over there for that shit to happen. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Aside from like minimum weight, because minimum weight, quiet as kept, has been doing that for pretty much since the beginning of time. None of those weight classes, most of those weight classes, are willing to unify.
Yeah, those little fuckers fight, man. They'll continue to fight.
That's one of the reasons I don't really. If you told me that Nakatani versus Inoue doesn't happen, and Inoue retires, I don't know, in maybe next year, I will be okay. Because Nakatani can take over and can fight all these other champions and make the fights happen. Because if Inoue retires or Nakatani retires, I don't know if it's gonna be somebody that good that can carry the torch, because in order to make what Inoue make, you have to be as good or maybe better than him. And Inoue is a generational talent after all. I don't think
it's not just that though, Leo. It's the activity. Like he's out there constantly putting his name out there. Even if it's a fucking like gimme fight with the Korean dude. Like
he's fighting 3-4 times a year.
Yeah, this is not just a guy that punches hard and has a lot of knockout, say he's undisputed. He's a 4th division world champion. He has been doing this shit for a while, and that's why people fuck with him. So, yeah, to get another Inoue in the lower weight classes is gonna take a while.
I think Inoue fought 3 times in between the time Crawford fought Madrimov.
Yep. And I was going to say it was 4.
Yeah, and his 4th fight was the day a couple hours after. That's why I have a hard time with putting Crawford at number 1. Obviously, I have Usyk at number 1, but then at number 2, I'm like, well, fuck, dude. How could you discredit Inoue? He's fighting 3-4 times a year.
Well, the problem is that we've normalized part-time boxers. That's the thing. Another thing we can thank our glorious reporters on, who suddenly found their balls when Dana tries to come and take their toys.
Mm.
Where were they at when people were like, Fight.
I didn't mind that at all when Sean went up and bombed him with those questions. I didn't care at all. I thought that was fucking great.
Yeah, I was fine with it. It's just hypocritical. Like that's all I said. I was like,
I was
cool.
fine with it. I met the guy he's pretty cool. Then I saw him at the fight like a couple days later. He remembered my name and shook my hand and everything. He's a pretty nice guy, but I don't know against the dude, but
it's not hating Dana because there's plenty of reasons to not like Dana White. Plenty of them.
There's plenty of reasons not to like it, and I know there's a time and a place. But how are you going to get realistically? How are any of these guys going to get Dana White an interview? He's probably not going to give a lot of these guys.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Dana White is not doing an interview with Sean Zettel, especially after this. That was not in the cards.
He's not. But think about this. Like, do you see him doing interviews with like? With Radio Raheem, or what's the other guy?
No. Like Ariel Helwani is like the perfect example of Dana White. Like, is the minute Ariel started asking any questions, he was out of the UFC circle, and he's been feuding with Dana ever since. But it's like I said, it's not that Sean did ambush journalism, because that's often the only way you can get Dana to answer questions. It's not that he doesn't like Dana White. Plenty of reasons not to like Dana White. It's that motherfucker. Where have you been the last decade?
Yeah.
That's it. Like, where have you and the rest of you assholes been the last decade when this shit was literally happening under your nose with the PBC? When they were fighters were doing other shit? When Oscar De La Hoya has people fighting just to fight and while talking shit, never putting them in a big fight? When Top Rank is just bringing up guys and being like, building up to this bullshit fight here. Where were you then?
Dead ass featherweight. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. But now you're here. Now you found your balls. Fuck you.
Exactly. I mean, a big part of the reason that the media, I'm assuming you're talking about the media, right?
Yeah. With Sean Zettel, like.
Yeah, that a big part of the reason that the dichotomy is so different is, once again, they rely on access to these events to be able to even cover the sport. So that in and of itself explains why it's been softball question after softball question after. Now all of a sudden motherfuckers want to be journalists and shit. I get that it's difficult, because if you want to gain access to these shows to be able to go as a member of the media, you have to play nice. But it's part of the problem at the end of the day. It's still part of the problem that there are very few critical thinkers and people that are willing to say, this is crap. We shouldn't have to pay for this. The promoters need to do better. The networks need to do better. Because ultimately, boxing in this country is not in a good place if every single major broadcaster walked away from it. Obviously, something is wrong.
Legacy media left it behind.
And when I see Lou DiBella doing the bleeding heart bullshit about the fucking Ali Act, enough already, bro. Boxing in this country does need something different. It does. You keep acting like the Ali Act saved all these fucking fighters from being flim-flammed. They were still getting fucked over for the last 25 years. They just found more creative ways to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, PBC and Tom Brown.
Shit. Fucking Ali, like the Ali Act is not even a thing outside of this country. So why the fuck everybody all of a sudden so interested in it? Boxing has been operating outside of America without an Ali Act this whole time. It's not what y'all making it out to be. It's not this protective cocoon. It's not.
Al Heyman quite literally found a way past the Ali Act, a decade ago at this point?
Yeah, because he named the and the way he did it was so fucking silly. He named the managers the promoters and the promoters the managers, because he's the fucking promoter and Samson is really the manager.
Advisor.
No, he gives advice. Fucking silly, man.
And if you don't follow my advice, you don't get paid.
Hey,
yeah,
look,
the thing that well, here's the thing: if they're gonna amend the bill, right, they have to define what an advisor is. That way, you won't see this bullshit happening.
Well, a lot of the amendments, believe it or not, are actually good, which is why I said that I know that Sean and all these fake ass activists didn't read what the amendments are, because if they did, what are you against? Fighters making more money per round? Because that's part of the amendment. Currently, state to state, the minimum that a fighter makes per round, it varies. It varies. They want to establish a nationwide minimum that is more than the highest minimum right now. So explain it to me. How is that bad? Fighters making more money per round, because when they think of fighters, they only think of the guys that are on TV and the ones that are getting 6 and 7 figure paydays. The average boxer doesn't make shit already. this would help them make more. On top of that, these UBOs, it's not like me and Virtuoso get up together, we take a loan out at fucking Chase, and we form a fucking UBO.
No.
To make a UBO, you have to there are assurances that you have to provide the fighters that are in the UBO, which is why I know there's not going to be a bunch of UBOs popping up because it's too fucking expensive. It's too expensive.
They have to have a league structure, and with that league structure, you have to have like medical insurance. You know, you got to have rankings. You know, all the bells and whistles of a league.
Exactly. And the money it's going to take to pay the fighters, because the other added thing about this is, and I keep saying this, we don't know if this is going to work. We don't actually know that TKO is going to be a big deal. It may not be, because you're talking about B and C tier. I ain't going to say B. It could be C and D level fighters that fight in this fucking thing. Look, Brandon Adams, bro. Danny Aryalusinov. These are some
Brandon
of the guys.
Adams?
Look,
they said Brandon Adams is going to TKO, bro.
That's kind of surprising. You think you kind of use your momentum and actually sign with a real promoter, but hey.
But let me just say this though. Look, that CBS money hasn't kicked in yet. That Paramount deal, that money hasn't kicked in. But when it does, man, you're gonna have to see some changes, bro. Trust me. You might see some big names coming that way.
Maybe. I personally, I don't think so. Because people are greedy. The idea of a cap gets pushed back. You know what I mean? The idea that there's a ceiling to how much I can make, even though I already don't make that much. And what's my example? Brian Norman. Y'all wasn't making shit, but y'all did this. Y'all wasn't making shit, but y'all still did this. No,
Isaac Cruz.
We're not fighting for that. Isaac Cruz. You wasn't making shit. Turned your nose up at two offers to fight Ryan.
Talk about a prima donna, man. Jeez.
Wasn't Tank offered $20 million to fight Devin?
The greed is ultimately, and also anybody with a decent amateur record out of the amateurs into the pros, they're gonna be getting good offers from promoters, so you can scratch off good amateurs going to TKO. I don't see it, not unless y'all gonna pay them a lot of money, because that's how it goes. Out of the amateurs into the pros, Matchroom gonna be in their ear. If Top Rank is still around, I don't know what's going on with Top Rank, but if they're still around, they're gonna be going in their ear. They're gonna be offering them good money that TKO just doesn't pay out. TKO is for that in between, those club level fighters, those mid-level fighters. That's who that shit is for. And for them, it could actually be good because they already don't make shit. They don't make shit.
How does a fighter become a prima donna off of a loss? That's what I want to know, man.
It's
Shout out to Pork Chop. They over there in KO's channel defending the mid. Yeah, but come on, bro.
Of course they are.
What I said. KO is gonna go back to glazing that dude.
Yep.
It's an abusive relationship. It's an abusive relationship that they're in. Tank shit on y'all. He make y'all all look like a bunch of idiots. Y'all defend him, and he make y'all all look like a bunch of idiots. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
But do you know what they're doing, Julius? They're doing exactly what Gervonta Davis told them to do. Shut up and be a fan.
Shut up and be a fan.
Yeah. Oh, that's apparently,
go ahead.
Apparently, the UFC fighter wasn't him. That was just a look-alike.
Oh.
Yeah, I was wondering because I couldn't see him in the news, bro.
Well, it was still funny. You had to fuck it up, Jason. Shit. Why couldn't you just let me believe that, bro? Why you couldn't lie for me, bro?
because I care too much for you, man. I care too much for you. Actually, I hate you.
You could have let me believe that bullshit, bro.
We have to tell you the truth, Julius.
Come on, man. Come on.
You have to live in reality. I'm sorry.
No, come on, man.
Yeah, you're not Tank Davis, man. You're not Tank Davis.
Maybe he identifies as Jan Blesk.
Okay, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? You're right, bro. Sometimes Tank identifies as an elite fighter. Some days he doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes some days he identifies as the face of boxing. Some days he doesn't.
Is how you call it? Fighter fluid or something like that?
Fighter flight.
The fighter fluid? What?
Oh, fighter fluid, like gender fluid.
Yeah, fighter flight is fighter flight.
Fight. He's gender fluid. He's fighter fluid, man. You know.
Gender.
Well, Fight or Flight is my little Instagram page.
Motherfucker been boxing for how long, and his best win is fucking Jose Pedraza.
Over a decade.
It's crazy.
The shit is like I said that people after his career is officially over, and any desire to defend him dissipates because it will, because there won't be a need to. They're gonna lay into him. I already know that because boxing fans are fickle. They're very fickle. Like, that's one thing he said that's true. That Gervonta said that's true. Like, yeah, once they run out of reasons to put you on a pedestal and they gravitate towards somebody else, because they will, you know, if Abdullah Mason's career starts to really kick off, or Keyshawn's starts to kick off, and they start focusing more on them, or just whoever else comes through, right? There's gonna be no reason to be defending Gervonta, and before you know it, they're gonna be trashing Gervonta. Like, yo, that dude really didn't fight nobody. Nobody that you fought. No, I'm telling. Well, you'll see.
Nobody.
No. I'm only saying this like to a degree. Like when they say like, oh, you know, when he says, oh, all these people are starting to hate me. I'm like, I don't think that's what it is. I think what's happened simply is like, yo, a lot of people, like you said, they might not go to hate him. I think they'll just forget, and they'll just kind of like leave it to the side, or they'll say like, they'll soften it. They'll be like, he was such wasted talent. That's as bad as it's gonna get for a lot of those guys. You're talking about his fans,
bro. I don't.
And then the core guys will support him, just like AB fans do.
I don't think so, bro. I think that motherfucker's gonna get into the goddamn Hall of Fame. I can see it.
No way.
No. Could I see? No, could I see? Look, I see a scenario where that could happen. I do see a scenario where that could happen. I'm not gonna say I don't, but it's just I know that motherfuckers ain't shit. Motherfuckers ain't shit. Same motherfucker said that Errol was gonna collect Crawford's eye is the same motherfuckers making excuses for that shit. Same motherfuckers. Got every excuse in the book. Motherfuckers blow hot and cold. And I know that with Gervonta, one thing that is consistent with the American boxing space is they always go for Ms. New Booty. We just waiting for Ms. New Booty to get here. And once Ms. New Booty get here, they gonna shit on him. There won't be any reason to keep doing this shit, to be arguing with people about this shit. Once Ms. New Booty get, it's just a question of who is Ms. New Booty gonna be.
Where's Leonard Ellerby, dude? What happened in Hot Dog?
Bro, come on.
Dude, he's
bro.
out there.
Here's about
Bro,
boy. Come on, man.
Bro, that dude is somewhere drinking hot dog water, bro.
But honestly,
His job is to go run and get coffee and paper clips and go back to the
but I'm gonna be like real when I say this.
Dude,
Like besides like
Leonard
the Ryan Garcia
Ellerby.
fight, but besides the Ryan Garcia fight, and honestly, I don't think that fight is really like all that memorable. Does he have like a memorable thing in his career? Because that's really what makes you like. That's what really gets you into the Hall.
Not really. I mean, like the Ryan Garcia fight, wow, a big marquee fight because it was big. We can't deny him that.
Yeah, Jimmy
It did
Kimmel
do a
was
million-
there, right? I mean,
right?
you know.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like it was big, but I don't know that fight singular because that win is aging like dog piss, bro. That dude got beat by Rolly, bro.
I mean, let's set aside all that. What's his second biggest fight?
Rolly. That was his second highest selling fight, bro.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that was 250 or 270 pay-per-views.
Not yet.
Wow.
No,
serious,
remember Espinoza?
270
Remember
pay-per-views.
Espinoza when he was talking about those what's it called? How much numbers his shit really does when this was when what's his name was still out there. When that guy was calling out the pay-per-view numbers, and he basically said Gervonta Davis had like 50K for the Hector Garcia fight. And Espinoza was like
the old guy.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about
Glazer.
Glazer.
Glazer called it
yeah.
out.
Glazer.
And he was like, and he said, "Yo, that was 50K." And Espinoza was like, "No, it wasn't 50K, but it wasn't. It might have not broke 100 or whatever. But it's the second highest he's ever had since the Rolly fight, and that's how everybody knew the Rolly fight probably did good. But they were like, damn, like if you're telling me this shit didn't really break 100, or no, it didn't break 200. It's like, damn, what's your other fights doing? Are all your other fights just
doing
duds?
dog shit?
If I had to guess, what did the Rolly fight do? The Rolly fight did not do 270. It did not do 250. If I had to guess, it just did just above 200,000. If I had to guess, Every other pay-per-view besides that one, if I had to, you know, if I'm a gambling man, I would bet that he on average does not break 200,000 buys on average. That's just me guessing that. Never mind what the news say. I believe, the only time you hit 200 was either with Leo and Rolly, and that's it. The rest of them shits didn't do nothing, because you're not gonna tell me people was hyped. You're not gonna tell me people was hyped to see you fight Hector Garcia or Frank Martin. Nobody know them people.
Yeah, I bought the Leo Santa Cruz because of Leo Santa Cruz.
Right. Think about the people that he fought, and it's like, bro, nobody know them. Hector Luis Garcia, Frank Martin, Isaac Cruz. You telling me 200,000 people? No, 200,000 people did not buy them shits. No fucking way. No way.
The Leo Santa Cruz with the WBA was at its most shameless. You guys will fight
Mario
for two titles in two different weight classes.
You telling me 200 people and better bought Mario? Yeah, no fucking way, bro. No fucking way.
And we know they know those numbers, and they can release them whenever they want. Because, goddamn it, at the press conference they were talking about Tank and Ryan did 1.2 million at the end of the fucking fight. So we know they know their numbers. They just don't want to put that shit out because they know it was dog shit.
Because it hurts his marketability. Like, if they had to be transparent with what he's been doing, it would have made it that much more obvious then. Without denial, you need to fight Vasyl Lomachenko. You need to fight Devin Haney. You need to fight T.O. Because just like you brought up, Eric, you telling me that he could, for the shit you doing, for the bullshit you doing with Hector and Mario and these bums, right? For the bullshit you doing with them, you know you would have did a lot more if you would have fought Devin. You would have did a lot more if you fought T.O.
Bro, I don't know how that never got through anyone's heads, because it was said ad nauseum. Like, so many people had said that, like, where they were like, bro, why are you trying to sit back and pretend like the guys he's fighting are bigger than the guys that we're saying we want him to fight? Like, let's be real. Any guy that you put on his resume is B-side to any guy that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Like, strong B-side, by the way. Like, you don't even, we might not even put your name on the poster.
My dude, like, it's one of the most it's one of the most glaring instances of cognitive dissonance in boxing, that, like, y'all was acting like y'all really convinced yourself that because he doing a little and not even that he was doing 200, because like I said, I don't think he was most of the time, but y'all convinced yourself with the little bit of numbers that they put out, 225 here, 250 there, that this is reason enough to not fight nobody. Meanwhile, Canelo, whether you like him or not, he get out there with an Edgar fucking Berlanga and do 6 and 7 with an Edgar, but 6 and 7 with Edgar fucking Berlanga,
bro.
Yeah, what nobody talks enough about this is, if you have a TV network like ESPN, Showtime, if you put, as a company, you put pay-per-view numbers, those pay-per-view numbers have to be in tune with the reality of the show, of what they make, because those numbers affect the value of the company. How the people rate this company. But that's the TV network. If somebody wants to lie about them, they can do it.
Yeah,
that's
if a
what
journalist,
these guys do.
If a journal, why you think it's always sources, Leo? Sources.
Yeah, my sources say that we actually their numbers are great. Dan Rafael, of course, the numbers are great, and it's actually 400K. You guys are fucking idiots. And then what's it called? You gonna have Leonard Elvey say, "Yeah, say it for the people in the back." Yo, Leonard, would you confirm these numbers? No, but he could say them for the people in the back.
Right,
Brody. A couple of Twitter accounts ago, right? I got blocked by Boxing Scene, which is a division of Showtime, for calling them out on their.
You got blocked by Boxing Scene. What the fuck?
Dead ass.
That's special, bro. That's special.
Brody, I got blocked for calling them out on their bullshit for their bullshit numbers on the Jose Luis Garcia and Tank fight, which did probably less than 200,000, right?
Of course.
And I'm like, yo, can you verify your sources, bro? And then never heard from them again. Blocked.
Yeah, but Ellerby was practically saying, look, I cannot lie about the numbers, but he can. So go to whoever.
The shit is, you go in there, Lance Pugmire, Dan Rafael, Manuka Kopiang, Jake Donovan are all complicit with propagating the lie, because who are the people that put out these fraudulent numbers? It was
El
them.
otro Caco Pelao, Coppinger. You know what he used to write on his fucking articles? In excess, implying that shit sold a lot. Fuck out of here.
Exactly. And I gave them this much grace. I don't know if you're the one that's lying or you're just being lied to. You see what I mean? That Leonard goes to you and tells you this bullshit, and you just wrote it. You know?
No,
You just wrote it.
No,
Nobody
but
told you.
there is two options, Julius. What? The first option, you're an idiot for believing those numbers because you know they're lying. And the other option is, you know that to me it's worse. You know those numbers are fake, but you are putting it on the public anyway, because you are being told to put some numbers. So you're going to do that. And the fact that you cannot disclose your sources, I understand that, but those sources can be bullshit. There can be nothing.
Yeah, because you read the room like most of us here on this panel have all the insight to know what fight might do 3, what fight might do 4. We know what, because we're the fucking customers. And you're trying to convince me that 250 or 300, they wanted to see him fight Hector Gar. Bullshit. Bullshit. And the same people that put him on a pedestal are the same ones that I see online bragging about their fucking fire sticks. I'm like, well, wait a minute. If I'm not buying this shit, and Leo's not buying this shit, and none of y'all buying this shit, but they not buying it either, who is buying this shit?
I am, man. I admit it.
God damn. Oh my God.
Hey, bro.
That was perfect.
That is why I'm hoping and praying that Sebastian Fandora puts good hands and feet on fucking Keith Thurman, because I bought Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios for $80.
You better.
Oh, really? Why?
You better, because there was another fight.
That's more embarrassing
There
than
was
Country the other
another
day.
fight that night. I remember there was another fight that night, and whatever that fight was, I watched that shit. Whatever that other fight was, I can't even remember what other fight it was, but there was another fight that night, and I watched that shit.
This is how much of a fucking boxing junkie and degenerate I am. I bought Wilder and fucking Herlanius, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
I
Country
bought
the
that. I
other
ain't
day
even
talked about being
bought that
slid into the
bullshit.
ring by Macho Sasquatch, and that is more embarrassing.
No.
Yeah, but I bought the fucking thing. Like, I'll admit that I bought that fucking thing, and and I'm gonna just say that. Look, man, it's not complicated. The boxing media are complicit. It doesn't get said by the content creators because they don't really pay attention to the wheels and cogs and the big machine that the boxing media in America are complicit with its downfall, because you've been a party to telling these lies over and over. If we would have believed what you said, we would have thought that the market was a lot healthier. But I've been here 5-6 years saying the whole time, the market is not healthy. The box office market is oversaturated. The networks are not impressed with what you're doing. You go to a Fox that is available in every home in America across the country, and you do 277 with Sean Porter or 360 with Mikey, they are not impressed by that. They're not. They want they want millions, and this is why I always said y'all bungled the Fox partnership chasing the short money. Because if you would have gave away the Sean Porter fight as a regular fight on Saturday night, I keep saying it, that motherfucker would have did between 4 and 5 million on a Saturday night if you would have gave it away, and Fox would have been impressed with that. Y'all wanted to show, let's put it on pay-per-view, and only 300 people didn't buy that fight. 300,000, 200 and change bought that fight. That's how many people bought that Spence Porter.
Let's go gambling. Oh, damn it.
And honestly, if you see the situation,
how blindsided we would have been. Jules, imagine how blindsided would have fucking been if we believed the fucking interviewers, the fucking reporters, like, oh, boxing's so healthy. Oh, we would have bought in all these pay-per-views. And then all of a sudden, ESPN drops it, Fox drops it, Showtime drops
it. Before I pass it to Leo, take a step back to consider that this entire time that we've been reading boxing scene articles and all these articles, that they've been telling us this amazing fucking news. Oh, all the pay-per-views were a success. Every pay-per-view they did was a success. None of them flopped, right? Because that's the way they wrote the shit. What is
All
my
PBC.
What has my ass been telling you? That didn't sell shit. That didn't sell shit. That didn't sell shit. Didn't sell shit.
Yeah, the reason why that whole situation was so damaging for the TV networks was, do you have reporters lying about the success or failure of your pay-per-views? As a company, as a TV network, you cannot go after them. Because if you go after them, you are already recognizing to your shareholders that you are doing shit with their money. So you have to shut your fuck up. Because if you go after Coppinger and Dan Rafael, you are actually telling, dude, these motherfuckers are lying and our pay-per-views are doing shit, and you are not gonna get the cat out of the bag for that. You're just gonna let them keep lying. That's what happened now, because if those numbers were so successful, Showtime will still be in business with boxing. ESPN will still be on. All these other networks will still be on business in boxing, and none of them were. All of them run away from boxing.
And I believe, I wholeheartedly believe, beating a dead horse, that is Floyd Mayweather's legacy. You told every B, C, and D, and E level fighter to act like they're fucking king shit. Now, and you led to a generation of fighters that they don't want to fucking do anything. They haggle too much. They don't want to fucking do anything.
You know, when Jalil Hackett said that he would chose like the money over legacy fight, where'd he came from? Mayweather Promotions.
Mayweather Promotions.
I don't know, like for him though, Loki, I said like, well, I think Jules said it first. You know why you have to pick money over legacy? Because you don't have the talent for the legacy part.
Yeah, I did say that.
You're not even much of a draw to get the money either.
Like it's like
so what the fuck are you even talking?
Like respectfully, like you're not in this conversation, bro. You gotta kind of take a step back.
Keep your head down.
Yeah. And when it comes to motherfuckers like Mike Coppinger, bro, I have no sympathy for these motherfuckers. No excuses. This motherfucker works for ESPN. This motherfucker works for the big time dogs. There's whole websites based off of ESPN collected sources where they can put together entire salaries for NBA teams, entire salaries for NFL teams, entire salaries for MLB teams. They know the real numbers. To Leo and Jules' point, and everybody on the panel, they're just not telling the public the truth.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But no, I was gonna say like the whole thing about like, oh, you know, if those numbers were real, that they would be doing good. Honestly, even if those numbers are real, that's not good. If you're telling me that you just put a fight that, you know, Jules said like the Spence versus Porter one, right? That's a fight that could have made 4 or 5 million viewerships. We could have taken all of those ad dollars and all of that shit, and you put that shit on pay-per-view so 350,000 people can watch it. Oh no, just 300,000 people could watch it. Why the fuck would I be happy about that? A bunch of our fan base just didn't get to see that shit. And that's like what it is for a decent amount of fights, because you have these guys that are saying, when I saw, I think it was Devin Haney talk about, yeah, bro, I was on pay-per-view. What y'all think about that? It's like, bro, 130,000 people watch that shit.
Yeah.
Don't you think it would have been better if you kept it on regular television like you did for the Kambosos fight, and you could have a calm 1 million people watch it?
Yeah, but he's probably thinking about him. Makes sense for him. Like, you're gonna get your cut. You negotiate your deal with the pay-per-views, and I don't know if you're taking the profit of the just how's it called? The gross. I don't know how it works for you specifically, but you're probably gonna get your money. But does that help you on the long term? I don't think so. But
yeah, like Do you think it helped him, like when he tried to go on and say, "Hey guys, I could compete with Gervonta Davis on pay-per-view too"? And it's like, look, I know Tank's not making shit, but look, bro, we could clearly see you're not making shit. Like, why are you trying to flex 130,000?
Well, to be fair, Devin Haney does little to nothing to himself, for himself to help himself in this boxing shit, because one is your boxing style that doesn't really make people exciting, but the shit you do outside the ring. So, yeah, I understand, but Devin Haney doesn't have too much tact in that regard. It's like you be doing so much corny shit that I hope you're making money with this, because respect you are not getting for this.
It's crazy to think I got more respect for George Kambosos than I do Tank Davis. That's crazy.
It's so sad that I have to agree with that too, because for a second I was gonna say no, of course, but it's like, yeah, like at the end of the day, he did pretty much what you want a fighter to do of his skill level. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna fight. Hey, I'll fight the best guy. I lost. It is what it is. Or no, first I won, then I got lucky, and after that I just kept fighting the best. The only person, I don't even say he avoided Stevenson. You left Stevenson so you could get beat up by Loma. I think that's a fair trade."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And one thing about these fighters, one thing I would like to say is that I don't expect you to fight everybody, right? If we just take Tank, Devin, Loma, Shakur, T.O., okay, if you're one of those guys and you fight 3 out of the 5, cool. You fight 2 out of the 5, cool. You fought somebody. But fighting none of the top guys since 2019? And then you bitch and cry about Devin getting the email belt, and then instead of fighting him, you wait till he grows out of the division and nobody brings up email champion to him.
Hey, look, all I have to say is you said that, right? Like, oh, you just have to fight 2 of the guys. Picture this. He fought literally none of them and then still complained. The way that he was talking, it's like you swore that he literally just beat up like all 4. You swore that he was Inoue, basically.
Yeah.
Or Crawford, where it's like, yo, I just beat Canelo, I just beat Errol Spence, and now y'all are asking, hey, can I go up and fight Bivol? That's actually insane, by the way. It's like, if it was something like that, I'd understand. But it's like, you fought Pedraza, and then you fought Ryan Garcia, unfairly, might I add.
With weight
and that's it. That's the full legacy.
Yeah.
And I have some people telling me that they're surprised. Wait, I'm sorry, repeat that.
Leo Santa Cruz, I guess.
Oh, I thought you said Isaac Cruz. I was about to.
No.
I was about to start
no.
I was about to start tweeting.
Well,
I was about to losing my shit. I thought it was
that's
late.
the $1 million question, right? If he's got Pedraza as his best, Leo is second, then who would be the 3rd best fighter he fought?
Mario Barrios.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh my god. No,
You know what the word?
Lamont Roach is technically the best fighter he fought.
No, but this is how misguided the American boxing, or at least a section of it, I would say, a section of it. You had Terrence Crawford parallel to him that whole time. You had Shakur Stevenson parallel to him the whole time. We make fun of Devin, but hey, Devin did try harder than you did. He did. He did go after Loma. At least he fought him. You wouldn't even you didn't want nothing to do with him. Devin fought him. Devin did want to fight him. He proved he wanted to fight him, and he did fight him. That you had other American fighters here, and the individuals that put Gervonta on a pedestal, don't put them on a pedestal. Instead, you literally tore them down to keep him up.
Yeah.
Still tearing them down, by the way.
Yeah.
This has got to be studied. Like, we got to get CERN in on this, and MIMS like, this has got to be studied.
I know, man.
I don't know. Some parts of it, I think it's like, it's guys like just watching boxing just now. And when I mean just now, I mean like maybe 2 years ago, like literally when he fought Garcia. Like, I think he got some extra dudes from Baltimore that just started turning on the TV, because I remember somebody said, yo, when you really look at it, Gervonta Davis has achieved more than Shakur Stevenson. I was like, how? Like, that's not even like, I understand if you don't like the opponents, but it's like, that's just something you could watch on a what's it called, on the internet and see that that's wrong. And I'm like, yo, did you guys just start watching like yesterday morning? Is that why you guys said Tank is an all-time great? Because if you just started watching yesterday, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The other thing that this particular sport, it functions in a different way compared to other sports. For example, you have an NBA. I suppose that you have an NBA show when you have reporters and pundits talking about the sport, talking about the NBA, what's happening with the players, all that shit. You have similar things with boxing, but every TV network has it for their fighters. So if you want to really know what's happening in boxing, you have to go to here, like this kind of channels. And that's a little bit confusing for a guy that is trying to just watch a fucking fight. They're not going to understand what's going to happen.
Yeah, but even among the content creators, the initial point you made is true of the content creators too. Everybody's not telling the same thing. There is no centralized perspective on boxing among content. There isn't one. You go to one content creator and he wants to give Gervonta a hand job. You can go to another one, he wants to throw him off the roof. Which one of them are right? If you just started watching boxing, you don't fucking know.
No, you're not gonna know. We're talking about hardcore boxing fans, but this can be also we're talking like a boxing nerds or boxing gossip. Like a regular guy doesn't have. I don't think he has time for this kind of shit. So you just want to watch a fucking fight, and if Devin is not fighting, whoever the fuck it is gonna assume that Devin is a pussy or whatever. Yeah. Or whoever catches it first in the algorithm, in YouTube or Instagram, is gonna believe him.
The short answer is, honestly, and I know this because I'm old. I know this because I've seen it. People don't care enough. The general population in America just doesn't care enough, because if they did, see, we've seen glimpses of when they do care. When Canelo wouldn't fight Golovkin from 2015 to 2017, you saw that not only did the general public care, they understood. They knew, and they let him have it, right? Because that's what usually would happen when the public was watching boxing, and when they did care about a fight, they were involved, right? Now, they just don't care enough, and what remains is fractured and fragmented. That you're always going to have a rabble of guys that defend Gervonta Davis, and you're always going to have a rabble of guys that don't like him, because the general public doesn't care enough. They just don't care enough. Yeah. Now, on that note, I'm gonna go to sleep, guys, and we'll do it again tomorrow.
Okay, all right, man.
Appreciate it.
Night, fellas. Night, Jules.